I was like, that's not fucking me. My phone's always on silent.
Do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Yeah, but then he has to read.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to a brand new episode of the Orlando Sideshow. My name is Patricio, a.k.a. Rocky, and I am 35 years old, and I still dunk my Oreos in milk. Come at me, bro. How you doing tonight, bro?
That's just how you eat Oreos.
Exactly.
I am Joshua Makimono Mendonca.
What does Makimono mean again?
Sushi roll.
Sushi roll.
Or rice roll? Rice roll?
Basically means to roll, yeah.
To roll.
Let's, Chris, can you put the microphone closer to Mike real quick? Or that should be good. And it shows on right there on the top, right?
Yeah, it's on top, yeah.
Awesome. Okay. And on tonight's show, well, of course, we have, go ahead.
What's up, people? It's Taylor Gang in the house. Here to represent. Do my damn dizzle.
For shizzle?
BDB. BTB. Big Dick Bandit.
Did you listen to last week's broadcast? Tanner and I kept doing impersonations of you.
No, I didn't.
You gotta go back and listen.
Tanner.
We did pretty good. We remembered most of it.
Yeah, Tanner was actually pretty good on that one last week. He was like, yo, breaking off two bitches at the same time. But no, on tonight's episode, we're missing two people tonight, just as a precaution. We had a scare last week, and he's doing a little bit better, I believe so, right?
Well, I mean, what's better for Tanner?
Oh,
So he's doing a little less worse.
Yeah.
And Mandy's not with us tonight. We will miss her, but what was the reason? She's still in.
She's teening too.
She's teening too, right?
Yeah, because she's got a little one, so she's like, I'm gonna stay home longer, which is good move.
Yeah, no, fair and valid right there. And it's always right to be precautious during these times because
Precautious.
Cautious. Wow.
It's good to be precocious during these times.
No, I will say, dude.
That's how you get it.
I've had a long day. I'm running off of 4 hours of sleep because my dumb ass finally finished Narcos last night.
Oh my God.
Actually, this morning at around 2 a.m. and part of me was like, you know what? Maybe I could do one more episode of Narcos Mix. And literally, as the song started, I knocked out. I was out. But I'm happy to say I finally finished Narcos. I'm happy about that. I'm so relieved that I got that series out of the way and I could do another one. I don't know why I'm just like pointing like that.
For the live viewers, people.
Did you finish Cobra Kai?
Yes, I did.
Well, before we get into that, do we not want to introduce our guest?
I did lose track in regards to the introduction. My apologies. We have Mike Evans, and Mike, tell us who you from and what you do.
Who you from?
Who you from? Are you sure you stopped drinking on January 1st? Go ahead, Mike.
All right, guys. So my name is Mike Evans. I am the chef owner of Yugiri Ramen Project here in Orlando. We are a delivery, pickup, and pop-up concept.
So pop-up concept, what exactly is that?
So essentially a pop-up is that I have a mobile kitchen setup. We come in, to a location like, let's give an example, like we've been doing at Orlando Brewery. So we have our third one coming up this Saturday on the 16th from 2 to 9. It's a big festival event. There's going to be several other vendors. They're doing a beer release. I think it's I'll have to look at the paper, but I think it's another IPA they're releasing.
Oh man, I could totally go out there and do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Talk
good.
right here.
We're good.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess you could like bring it up just a little bit on that part. Yeah, we're still doing sound checks during a live show. That's my bad on my part.
Yeah, but when you do the audio for Spotify, none of that will be there, so we sound
Yeah.
super professional. That's one of the benefits of the live shows. You get to watch us like flail and
Ask a
screw
fool.
up, and yeah, and then you listen to it on iTunes or Spotify or pretty much we're on every other platform. It's like, wow, they sound good. Like you have no idea what editing does for a show.
Oh my God, no! I'm still. We did an OnlyFans episode 2 weeks ago. I am still editing that show.
Yeah, there was a lot of guests and a lot going on and a lot of fluff.
Did any
Pardon the
titties pop
pun.
out?
Well, I mean, Melissa had hers like on display pretty well.
Yeah, they were out and about. They were very, very nice.
They were lurking the streets.
They were. Yes, if you want to go with that term, yes, they were.
Titties lurking, girl.
They were lurking the street. So, Mike, let me ask you this: what got you into the ramen game, the ramen business?
All right, so I want to finish the pop-up real quick.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, so essentially pop-ups they're just, you go and set up and you cook, and in some places a pop-up might be for a few hours like we do, or it might last for maybe a couple of days to a week sometimes. I know it was popular in New York. They would take over a space for a very limited amount of time with a new concept, come in, do their thing, and then make the statement and then leave, and then they're gone, and then it's gone from there.
So it's like flash mobbing with food.
Basically, yeah.
That's awesome.
So we go in, we just did Conrad Shanny's on a Saturday night on that super cold Saturday. It was great up until about 8 p.m. and then the temperature just dipped. It felt like we were working inside of the walk-in cooler. the
Floridians
entire
started
time.
dying left and right.
Yeah, we were, but luckily the soup, nice hot soup and everything, so that it went over really, really well.
I'm gonna presume like the steam from those from your heating equipment was just like the best thing ever.
We weren't actually. I was on quarter tanks on everything, so we had as much power as we could as far as firepower was concerned. But with it just the wind blowing nonstop, we didn't feel any of the heat. It was just gone.
It was dissipating immediately.
Unless you were standing right there, but then you probably would have caught fire. So, but those hot bowls of soup felt nice, and no, we had a great time. It's probably one of my second biggest pop-up I've done since the first one. So I did almost 50 bowls, so I was very happy.
Nice.
And how long have you been part of the pop-up gang?
So this one coming up is going to be the fifth one. So we did two. So this is going to be the fifth one. So we've been doing this. Our first one was back in November for one of their festivals one of their markets that we did. That was the first one.
Oh, okay. And I'm sure you utilize social media like crazy to promote your product
Daily.
And how is it like when dealing with a non-stationary restaurant, like what's the proper term for it? Like a physical restaurant.
So yeah, like having like a brick and mortar.
Yeah.
So the difference is, so when I was explaining this to like my friends and to everyone else, they're like, "Oh, cool, so we can come in there and eat." And I'm like, "No, there's nowhere for you guys to eat. If you worked for me, you can eat there, yes. But no, you can come and order, and you can come pick it up from me. It's over out off of Dollin, so it's right in between Church Street and basically between Church Street, John Young Parkway, and Old Winter Garden Road / Washington. Right there, it's the old city storage unit place.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
So
I know
that's
exactly
where
what
we're
you're talking
located. We serve within, I think it's like within 30 minutes, the radius. So I think it's like almost 5 to 10 mile radius.
Oh shit! I live in Metro West. That's good to know.
Yeah, so I think we might reach out that far.
I mean, if not, I'll just go pick it up myself.
Like I'll meet you on the corner of this and this.
Yeah.
I do prefer people to order off the website and come pick it up. One, like we talked about commission fees and everything. We talked about that.
Yeah.
On my website, I don't have the commission fees. I mean, I pay, Square site, I pay a little small tiny fee to them, and it's a drop in the bucket compared to all the other bigger ones when they raised all of that when COVID hit, which was smart on their end, but at the end of the day, if they had never done that, they still would have cleaned house on money because people were just ordering, just like Amazon.
Do you feel like those companies like take advantage of like the small business?
Absolutely. There's actually a big movement right now in the restaurant industry itself about getting rid of those kinds of things. Or even they have one now, which is Chow now is the new one that I just got turned on to. where they don't charge a commission fee. We pay a monthly kind of basically. I'm assuming it's basically like a subscription fee. We have a setup and a monthly fee, and they have the drivers. Then they utilize DoorDash and things like that to go and pick up the orders.
Huh.
And we don't get hit with that, 25-30% commission fee, which I'm heavily looking into. It's just trying to swing the funds right now to get that up and running.
And I mean, the companies are literally capitalizing on it. They're taking advantage of the whole COVID-19 situation because even if they didn't up the fees, the huge influx of people just ordering from home and getting contactless delivery has skyrocketed. So they were going to make bank anyway. They just got greedy.
Oh, yeah.
No, I've always been an advocate for going in person for all my services. Like if I go to the bank, I don't like going through the drive-up teller. I like going into the actual bank or going to the ATM, do it myself. I think I'm the only person in this office that goes to pick up his food in person. Like I'll order it on whether it's online or over the phone, but I like going in person to get my food myself because like I don't want to pay extra. Like the delivery fee, the tip on top of that, all that crazy stuff that you have to deal with the Uber Eats, with the DoorDash, with the Grubhub. How many companies are there right now?
There's a lot, too.
Those are just the big names.
So, yeah, you have DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, and Postmates are the 4 that we use, and now Chow Now. That'll be a 5th one that we're adding. And then they also have ones in other places, like there's Caviar and several others. And I prefer people, like we talked about, going to pick it up, and I think that's great. One, you're putting more money in the restaurant's pocket. That's more money in the employees' pockets as well.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, I tell people to come out because I want to see somebody. I mean, I'm in a kitchen that's about the size of this room we're in right now. Maybe a little bit narrow. It's a 10 by 20 box, only 200 square foot that I share with another person who does sushi in there too, a friend of
So
mine.
they didn't even really change the building itself. There's like, here's your storage unit. That's now a kitchen.
That's pretty much it. Yeah,
Holy
they're
fuck.
just they're little storage units, 200 and 400 square foot kitchens, and some have 200 conjoined kitchens together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's basically what they did. I mean, it was pretty bare bones. I mean, that's
Pretty cool
concrete-
concept, though.
It is concrete floors. I wish they'd put tile in the kitchens at least. That'd have been nice. So it's been a little rough. So having the right shoe wear and having definitely having the anti-fatigue mats all over your floor helps out so much.
So where did this concept or idea come from?
The cloud kitchens?
Yeah.
So the cloud kitchens, this was started by the, if I remember, the ex-Uber CEO. He went and crowdfunded and basically raised, I think it was $400 million and started this whole Uber Eats deal.
Holy crap.
And started the cloud kitchen deal. And then so they go and they outfit kitchens and they lease kitchen space out to us.
Wow.
So it's kind of like an Airbnb, but for cooks.
Essentially, yeah.
Wow.
Kind of like what we've been looking for like dedicated studio space.
Looking forward.
Yeah.
That's how long he's been looking for it for.
Yeah. Double looking for, man.
But no, like I'm blind to all this right now because when we came out, when I met you at the where was it?
The Orlando Brewing.
The Orlando Brewing. I was completely dumbfounded when you were telling me about that. Like you're what's the term again? It's
Cloud
cloud-based?
kitchen, yeah, or a ghost kitchen. Essentially, what they are. We only exist online.
Only exist online.
Yeah, we exist on the delivery sites through my website, and then I have the physical pop-ups, which has been probably the best thing for me because it gets us more recognition, gets us noticed.
So when you were coming up with the concept of getting into the cloud kitchens, what was it about ramen itself that like made you say, you know what, this is why I got to do with ramen?
All right, so we'll go back to the beginning of how I got into ramen. So just like everyone else, we all grew up eating, top ramen, the packaged ramen.
Yep.
That was something that was invented back in the 50s by a Taiwanese native named Mamafuku Ando. And then it became more popularized around, I think it was the 70s. And that when they came out with that whole dry packet deal, that's what got ramen to the world once it started shipping out.
I survived off of ramen for 3 months when I was in college because it was so cheap. You could do so much to it. You could add the littlest things, and it will bring out some great flavor.
Oh, yeah.
And it was, I think, like finally when I was actually able to have like a steady income and get things on track, I didn't even want to look at ramen for a year because I'd eaten so much and just I'm being for real. 3-month diet of ramen.
Oof.
Bro, I grew up on ramen, like, literally, like
Same
because
here.
my mom she was a cook. She would always, not always, but we normally had probably three cooked meals a week.
Mm.
But those other 4 days out of the week, it was
You're on
like
your own.
take ass and then make you some noodles.
Yeah.
And they used to sell like the big box of noodles. It was like you can get like 12 of them.
Yeah.
And you get to sort the flavors and stuff. Man, like my favorite used to be like shrimp. or the creamy chicken. Psh, I can have enough of those. Sometimes I make
Next
two.
level technique, I always took the beef, threw some Velveeta cheese in there, and Velveeta cheese broth ramen.
Ooh.
Yeah, I remember the first time.
I'm literally writing that down.
I mean, this is now just common knowledge for anybody who loves ramen. But I was in high school, and my friends was like, "Yo, hard boil some eggs, like let them sit in soy sauce for a little bit, and then throw that in there." And I was like, "Fucking game changer."
Yeah, hard-boiled eggs were the original eggs before the actual half-boiled eggs came out. The soft, gooey center eggs. And even
love
even in Japan,
those.
they still do that. The old school shops do. That's more of a new school thing. So going back to how I got into ramen, so we grew up eating all that stuff, and so basically I started working at McDonald's when I was 16, and that's how I got into hospitality. I just went and got a job. I had just gotten my car, had a hand-me-down car, and I was like, okay, well, I'm obviously gonna need gas.
What was your hand-me-down car?
I had a '93 Dodge Caravan Special Edition, the green one with the gold wheels and everything.
The Caravan.
And you mentioned
okay.
Cobra Kai earlier. It's like '93 Dodge Caravan. I know exactly what that looks like.
No, I had a 1989 Toyota Corolla station wagon. Imagine being able to pick up all the ladies in that car in high school. Yeah,
Yeah, it wasn't happening.
wasn't happening.
So you're carting back and forth to McDonald's in your '93 Caravan.
Yeah. So and then so we graduate high school, and then I started working for Tijuana Flats. I worked for them for like 7 years. It was
Okay.
a great company at the time.
At the time,
I haven't been back since I left. A lot of things have changed. The owner's not the owner anymore. They're more just corporate now. And a lot's changed.
yeah, because wasn't a local from Winter Park who was just like, "Hey, I want to make burritos," and his dad was like, "All right, I'll throw you the money, but I'm gonna help run it with you." Did they both just sell?
Basically, Brian got a loan from his dad, and I think it was only 20 grand, if I remember correctly. And he went and found the space for the original location, and he went out there and did his thing, and he got the attention of one of the big dogs in the industry, which was Camp Fitch, and it took off from there.
Yeah, because wait, where's the original? The
It's
original
over
is
on University and Goldenrod.
Oh,
that's the
And
original
that
place.
Plaza, that's the original
Tijuana Flats.
Oh wow.
You see, I didn't even know Tijuana Flats originated here in Florida. I thought Tijuana Flats was just.
No, I knew it, but I thought the original one was the one over in Castleberry. That must be like the second.
No, you're talking about the one that's over on 436 in Red Bug? No,
Mm-hmm.
that's actually a franchise location. I helped open that one.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
no shit.
Oh shit!
I didn't even know they were franchised.
They did.
So they franchised before they kind of sold out to make it corporate.
They franchised, and then the franchise exploded, and a bunch of things just, they, with any problems with expanding out like that, you're going to have issues. And then they cut the franchising off, bought back a couple franchises, and kept the ones that they wanted, and like the ones that are all in Winter Springs, Castleberry, Oviedo, and I think the ones that might be out of state as well are all, I think, franchised. They have over 70. They had over 70 locations, I think, before I left.
Huh?
And that was when I graduated from UCF. So I went to Rosen College. So I was going to college during that time. I went to SEC back when it was SEC. Now it's SSC, so it's Seminole State, but it was community college.
They're
back
just
then.
changing letters all over
They
the place.
changed the letters, same place. Just got a couple 4-year degree programs.
Yeah, they got
in another
two
college.
4-degree
Yeah.
programs. Call themselves a college now.
So I graduated from there. I went through a couple different minors, music and accounting and things like that. And then I finished with just general education. And then I went to Rosen College after that. I was like, okay, I want to be a restaurant manager because that's what I thought that's what I wanted. I was like, it's cool. I like this.
So at that time, you felt like that was your calling.
I felt like that was the calling. And I grew up cooking and things, so I always liked cooking. So then I got through that and then graduated in 2009 from there. From Rosen College with a restaurant and food service management degree, and then I was a manager for Tijuana Flats for about a year down in South Florida. During that time, it was great living down in Deerfield and things. Go to the beach before, after work. I mean, it was a life. The job was I either worked 7 to 5, or I worked, about 7 to 5, or about 12 to close. It just depended on the
Any
day.
life that involves like a daily interaction with the beach, it would be heaven for.
Oh, it was great. And South Florida was awesome. They have all the different parks down there, all the city-funded parks. So I went mountain biking all the time. So they had trails all over the place.
Ooh.
And so we went mountain biking at several places. And
Biking
it was always
is
fun.
biking is a sensitive subject for me right now.
Somebody stole his bike.
and then if you ever go down there and you're in Deerfield, you got to go to Charm City Burger if they're still there, over off of Federal. So
Why have I heard that name before?
There's Charm City Cakes on that
Cakes.
TV show, but
Yeah.
this is Charm City Burger. So I used to go there on a Sunday, get off work, and this is where I found Southern Tier IPAs. The what was the one? Unearthly IPA. have one of those and a burger, go home, out for the rest of the night. That was a good day.
That's a good way to top off your day.
Yeah, so after that, so after my time down there, I kind of just sat down and figured out what I wanted to do with my life because I figured I was only 24 at the time, and I was like, okay, well, this isn't kind of not really what I want to do. I'm not having as much fun as I thought because being a cook for them was great. I made a lot more money as a cook for them than I ever did as a chef, and it was and the skill levels are completely different on that one. So.
That's like in the restaurant industry. It's like you start as a server, you become a bartender, then you become a restaurant manager, and then you go back to being a bartender.
Yeah,
So that's where the money is.
Yeah. And then, so I wrote down a bunch of different things, and cooking was in the top 3, and the other 2, which was like video game design. I can't remember what the other one was, but they all involved sitting down. I was like, I don't want to sit down.
You should go talk to the EA offices and see if they want to set up like a weekly delivery or something. Get your foot in over there.
Why not? It's a good idea.
So like, all right. So age 24, you decide that do you want to go into business for yourself or
no?
like?
This was I wasn't even thinking that. It was what was the next step in my life that I wanted to do. And when I was at Rosen, they had cooking classes. They do not have them anymore. We were actually required to do them. We had a basic cooking that they teach in culinary school. It was basic knife skills and basic cooking techniques and things, and I loved all that. And then I took the advanced course where we actually opened. Like I think we opened 5 or 6 concepts that we actually invited people to, and they came and paid and ate at the event. And we had, whoever was running their part of the kitchen would invite a chef that they knew to come in and help them run it.
Huh.
They would design, we would design all the menus and everything, and they would bring their chef in to help them run it and cook it and everything. And we had fun cooking and doing all that. And so that was one of the memories I hung on to. And I was like, okay, well, I really like cooking. I want to be a chef and things. And this was, I wasn't watching a lot of Food Network or anything like that. So I didn't know too much about, I knew some of the celebrity chefs on TV, but I didn't know about the chefs that I know about now.
Yeah, because I was going to ask you, like, were you in any way, shape, or form inspired by like those celebrity chefs, or take note from like all those cooking shows?
Gordon Ramsay.
The man, the
I don't
myth,
know
the
why.
legend.
Maybe it's just kind of masochistic, but I think I kind of want to get yelled at him in the kitchen one day, just because. Just invite
Yelled
him
by
to
him.
mine. Just come. I'll bring him to my kitchen. Just yell at me in my own kitchen.
So if
I know what it
anybody
feels
stops by to pick up their order and they hear somebody yelling, "You fucking bellend!" Mike's getting his dream right there.
Please, sir, can I have some more?
I was just going to say that.
But yeah, and then we have all those. You have Bobby Flay and all them watching Iron Chef Morimoto and things, and I started watching the old school like Iron Chefs from Japan and things, and those were really cool to watch. And he was on those shows too. He went undefeated for the longest time on that show.
The
for
one
his
with the crazy
house.
graphics and the guy just yelling over the ingredients being used.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then and then I just kind of sat with my parents and said I kind of want to go to I want to go to culinary school. And then my dad's like, okay, well if you're gonna do this, we need to you need to go to the best one and go talk to your chefs at go talk to your contacts back at Rosen. And I did, and one of them happened to go to the school I went to, which was the Culinary Institute of America up in Hyde Park, New York.
Okay.
And she wrote me a letter, and then the other chef at the time who was in charge of everything there, he wrote me a letter as well. So I got letters of recommendation, and being a little bit older and having a little more experience, I got in a lot quicker than most. I mean, their waiting list could have been up over a year, especially if you're coming right out of high school.
Yeah.
Because you had to have at least a minimum at that time was 6 months experience. Before it was a year, then it was 3, and then it was 5. So they were taking people who were really seasoned and then making them better. And now it became to the point of, okay, now we need to take people and train them from the ground up, and that's what they're still doing now. So I don't think there's any requirement even to get in now.
So how old were you when you had that conversation with your dad that you want to go into culinary school?
I was 24. So I think I was like 24, almost 25 at that time. 'Cause when did I graduated culinary school in 2012. Yes. Yeah, 'cause I went in 2011, so I went in 2012.
And how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
35.
35. Okay. So you're an 85 baby.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay, we're the same age. Love it.
Yeah, so we got all that, and we went
Why
there.
am I always the oldest at the table? Well, except when Don's here
Yeah.
and Supa.
So yeah, long story short, I went and packed all my stuff and got in, and we flew up to New York, and we moved. I moved up there during one of the worst times for snow they've ever had during that period, and I was like, "This is great." So I got my first real taste of snow and things, and it was great. I had an amazing time up there. It was beautiful up there. It was nice in the winter. So we were up in Hyde Park, Poughkeepsie area, and we were right on the Hudson. So the
Ooh.
winter time was kind of dull because you didn't see anything, but the spring, summer, and fall, absolutely gorgeous up there, and it was amazing. We went to a bunch of farms up there. I mean, there was just so much to do around there.
No, that's what I miss about because I'm originally from Chicago. I love the Midwest. I love the northern because there's the change in seasons, the foliage, and it's always that brisk autumn wind, that cool winter's night, that relaxing spring evening.
Getting snowed in and going crazy because you're stuck with your family and you didn't realize how much you hate them.
See, we never had that. I never got snowed in my dorm or anything, and it was cool because I'd already been through college, but I lived at home at the time because it's UCF and I lived 30 minutes away. So this was cool. I got the real like dorm life experience and things. So it was a lot of fun, and I learned mini fridges can hold 90 beers if you have the right one. Because they sell the cases that have we go get a case of Coors. There's 30 cans in the pack for $18.
Yeah,
you can't find that here in Florida.
No.
Bars open till 4 a.m. That was the craziest thing I ever experienced. I was so used to 2 a.m. and I'm
but then you can also find the after hours places.
Oh, there were plenty of places.
That'll hold you over until you have the early hours bars that open up at like 7 in the morning.
The best part about this bar, so there's a small bar close to the campus, and when we got there, I was like, "All right, guys, 2 o'clock, let's get out." You're like, "No, the bars are open till 4," and I'm already hammered, and I'm like, "You know what? Show you kids what's up." The best part is it's a downhill all the way. So once you stumble, you get going down the hill,
just bring a trash can lid with you and just.
And what feels like, what felt like what probably took a few minutes, felt like maybe 30 seconds. You're at the bottom of the hill, walking onto campus and stumbling your way across, trying to find your dorm, hoping you didn't lose your dorm key.
Nice.
Oh God, no!
And you'd have to wait for somebody at the bottom to let you in because you had to have your ID to slide in. And if you didn't have that, you had to wait for someone to let you in. And so, yeah, we got through culinary school and things, and then we went through all sorts of types of classes, cuisine of Asia's and things like that, and America's class of baking. Actually, baking and pastry is one of my favorite classes, and I was a pastry chef for about a year and a half. And that's actually where, as a chef, my creativity kind of exploded, and I learned basically applying my stuff to baking and pastry and using things I've never used before. I was able to be a lot more creative, which led to a lot of my more creative dishes that I came up with after that point.
Do you think developing that love for baking, getting really good at it, made you better as a chef altogether? Because I've heard that bakers are the mad scientists of cooking, and everything has to be precise. You can't just be like, I'll throw a pinch of that and the sprinkle of that. It's like, no, it's got to be right.
No, baking and pastrying is very unforgiving when you don't follow the directions.
Yeah, I've watched the Great British Bake Off, and so many times where they're like, "Hey, you shouldn't do that," and they do it, and it fucks up their entire thing. Like, we told you not to do it.
Yeah. It was just a fun class, and it teaches you a lot of patience. You have to be precise in things. So when I'm writing recipes now everything is I measure everything to the gram and to the milliliter.
Oh wow.
That's how precise it has to be. Because with my ramen, I wanted, when I set up the programs for the places that I worked at and set up ramen in these places, I set up to where if you put this amount with this amount, you're going to get the seasoned soup correctly. And as long as you shake the water off the noodles correctly, it's going to be fine.
You're not going to dilute it or anything.
You're not going to dilute it, and it'll be fine. So, yeah, and then I was a corporate kid, so I was like, I'm going to go work for a corporate place. I'm going to be that corporate chef guy, and, I'm going to be set. I'm going to have all the insurances and all that kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff I was thinking about in my mid-20s. So I did that, and I absolutely hated it.
Why the hate?
Because there was just once I got through, so I did my training. I worked for a restaurant group, and I did my training at one store, and they had an Asian concept. It was like an Asian crossover steakhouse store, so I got to have sushi for free because I was on their MIT program.
Oh,
so that was
nice!
So I got free sushi.
Sign me up.
My favorite part of that whole job is they cut their own steaks. So we got to cut all of our own steaks. We cut all of our own fish. But, I mean, we were portioning fish. We weren't butchering fish. We were just portioning it, and we had a nice little bandsaw. The bandsaw was my favorite thing. I got to cut stuff on that all the time. Probably there's 2 pieces of equipment I absolutely respect more than my knife, and one is a mandolin, and the second is the bandsaw. Those are 3 very unforgiving things.
Mandolin will take your fingertips in a heartbeat. Okay, I got a question for you because I've been overlooking your menu, and I know pretty much every term I'm seeing, but I'm seeing, is it umamin? Umamin, like umami.
So that's
flavor.
Yeah. So I smashed umami.
broth.
I smashed umami and ramen together when I first created the umamin.
Okay.
At another, I'll just even use the name. I worked for Kabuki Sushi, and that's where that came up. I was a chef for them.
So you made this broth. This is your broth.
This is something that I created for myself, and I put it on because they were running just tonkatsu ramen at the time, which is the pork-based creamy ramen.
That's usually my
And-
go-to is the tonkatsu broth.
And that's usually everybody's introduction to more of the real ramen. Is everybody likes that more fatty flavor and thinks it's easier to eat. It doesn't have, you can hide a lot of stuff in there. It's not like a shio or shoyu, which is salt and soy sauce, which are very subtle and very clean flavors.
When I do hot pot, I'm always like, give me the pork broth because they'll leave a chunk of the bone in there too. I love it.
That's
Should
usually
have
what I
brought
get
some
to when I
samples,
go.
brother. Making me hungry as hell over here.
Well, I mean, he's gonna give us all the details on the next pop up and everything, definitely.
And yeah, we were definitely have to crash that out.
Yeah, so the
Details,
umami
details.
just made up of vegetables that have the umami compounds in them.
Okay.
Like animal bones have one type and vegetables have another, like cabbage and scallions and garlic, and then shiitake mushrooms,
Oh, I
dry
love all
shiitakes.
that.
Yeah,
Now,
You
where,
know,
where are you at for this menu?
The Yugiri like their website. It's right there. And I'm looking at the pictures. I'm like, oh shit.
You want to share it on the live feed?
Yes. Wait, hold on. Let me do the website.
yeah. So the corporate restaurants. So back to that. So corporate restaurants weren't for me. I had a good time doing the butchering thing, but most of my time I wasn't cooking. I was standing on the expo window the entire time because I was the executive chef, and I'm doing air quotes because that's what the title they gave me, but I did not feel like that. I just stood there and watched my guys cook, and these guys were 2-3 times my age. They made 2-3 times the amount of money I did, and they were very good at what they did. I mean, there were guys, when they cooked on that big fire grill, they're controlling the fire, dropping wood in. I mean, they're touching it with their tongues. They know the temps with their tongues. I have to sit there sometimes with my finger, I need to use a thermometer depending on what it is. I will
Holy
admit, I
shit.
am not very good at cooking steak. It's not my favorite thing to cook. I cook seafood. I like
So
doing seafood better.
they know that whole rule, like the parts of your hand, like if it.
Well, they use the tongs too because they have the ultra long tongs. 'cause
Yeah,
they're over
but
a
they
1200
see how
degree
far
one.
it pushes in, and they're like, I know exactly where that's cooked.
And the fact that they've been cooking those steaks for, the one guy that I learned from, he taught me how to build the fires and cook there. He had been working with them for 20 years.
Holy
That precision
moly.
is nuts. But I mean,
Dude
you
was
do it for
insane.
2 decades. I
Yeah.
guess it just becomes second nature.
Yeah. So I moved on from there and separated from that company, which was probably the best move that we felt. It was kind of like a mutual separation, and it was the best move. So I worked for my buddy's bar. It started off as Miller's Field House. In the beginning, it was over in the Delagio Plaza over on Sand Lake on Restaurant Row, and then it became Craig Miller's Field House because they got this big thing with Miller's Ale House, and then there was a big mix-up with that. So they had to so Miller, I think it was that Miller's Ale House gave them the funding to change all their stuff.
Oh, damn.
Wow, that was really nice of them. They could have just been like, see you in court, bitch.
Yeah,
Like, good luck.
yeah, but so I helped him out for a little bit, and then I worked over at Prado for a little while, and then did an in-betweener at a small mom-and-pop shop doing Italian food in Tuscaloosa area, and then I got my job with Sushi Pop. I had a buddy who worked there, and then within the first year that I was there in 2015, we were invited to the first Ramen Rumble.
Whoa, wait, what?
Yeah. So
They're out there with their knives and shit in the parking lot. Last man standing gets to cook for the crowd.
I feel,
we got our wrists tied
I,
together with noodles.
I honest to God feel so old and so outdated right now just by saying that there is a say it again. What is it called?
Ramen Rumble.
Ramen Rumble.
So what is the Ramen Rumble?
So the Ramen Rumble, it was 3 restaurants. At the time, it was Sushi Pop, Sato Sushi, who put the event on with Good Salt Group. That's the group who owns it, and they own Reyes and things like that. Great company.
You're just gonna look at it, right?
There's nothing in it.
Okay.
That's why I asked him for it.
Okay.
When you get done with it.
You doing a dry January as well, Chris?
Tomorrow. Oh my God.
I just handed him a bottle of mead. And he's just smelling the bottle. It's good stuff. It's good
God.
stuff.
We're going dry till January till March 25th.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I
Yeah.
can't believe you're
Good luck.
skipping St. Patty's Day, man.
I
I mean,
know.
that's going to be the hardest test, to be
wait a
honest.
second. I said there was no holidays. There is a holiday. We're going to St. Patty's Day. I'll take that back.
We're gonna go to St. Patty's Day and have ginger ale.
No, we're going. No,
St. Patty's Day
I
doesn't
take
count.
it back. Yeah, because I forgot that St. Patty's Day is in March, right before my birthday.
We shook, sir. We
make it
had
March,
a gentleman's agreement.
What is it, March 17th, 15th?
Yeah, 17th.
Bro, I'll cut it a week short. That's 2 months.
Okay.
We're still good 2 months.
You're buying me around then.
More over 2 months.
You're buying me around.
Okay, we're going to March 17th.
Sorry, Mike.
Oh, no worries.
Perfect.
So you're cutting a week off. Hey, I mean, shit, that's still a long time.
Yeah, that's still a long time. I better lose like 10 pounds off of this shit. I don't drink no more.
Yeah, so that we had, it was Sushi Pub, Sato Sushi, and then the Bowery, which is no longer around. They weren't. They were around for a little bit. They were owned by Soko Group. This was their kind of their Asian restaurant. They did baos and ramen there. It was a cool restaurant. I liked it.
I love Bao so much.
And we were talking during the break, right before we went on the air, about bao, like what it actually is.
It's
Bowel movement?
It's a delicious edible pillow on which you put amazing foods. I like pork belly.
It's that round white disc, right?
Yeah, Mike can describe it better
Okay,
than I can.
Yeah, it's just a little Chinese. It's a little Chinese steam bun. You just put that in the steamer and it fluffs up, and it's just a nice little sweet bun. You stuff it with whatever you want, and then
So it's
some other
actually
places-
bread that gets steamed.
Yeah, it's just like a little bun.
Okay.
And
Huh.
then
Little bun.
some places will fry it too and use desserts out of it. I've not tried it, but I've heard of it.
Yeah, I've had the I think it's like Nutella and bananas over at King Bao, and I was
There
like,
you go.
yes, I'm about this.
All I gotta say is that
You're getting hungry?
people need to check it out because this shit looks fire. Oh my god.
Yeah, the
And I'm
pictures,
still
the pictures
updating
themselves,
pictures.
like
well, those
holy
pictures
crap.
too. Like, so one of the hardest parts about this entire process of getting set up was onboarding everything into these delivery apps because they have so many different restrictions on the pictures.
Really?
So in some of the pictures, you'll see where it has like send nudes in the back, which is on the back of my shirt.
Yeah,
So some of them won't let you allow that. If you can see the words, they're like, oh, we don't want any words or anything because they're doing like copyright or whatever. I'm like, well, that's mine. I own that. That's on my shirt. I paid for that. So.
Huh.
But yeah, so that's why I'm redoing all the pictures and everything. So, anyways, yeah, the ramen rumble. So basically, we all bring something. One ramen to the event. A bunch of people are there. So this time they had a judging panel at the time. So the judges would taste it. The people would come in and taste it, and there was like a big party. Obviously, very pre-COVID, so there was like a couple hundred people there. We're inside of Osprey Tavern.
And ramen's got a pretty good following now, huh?
It's getting there. It's not Japanese level, but followings and things and. Like we're working on, there's a lot of other small producers like myself that we're working on building that culture. That we're not trying to build, basically like a Japanese ramen culture here. We're building an American ramen culture with the Japanese roots.
Oh.
We want to pay homage in things. We don't want to be, we don't want to copy.
So here's going to be a really weird question. How we had said earlier in the show that we would eat those store packaged ramen. Like, what's the big difference between the ramens themselves?
I mean, it's the work that goes into it. So like tonkatsu broth, for example, mine. I can do it in a day's time within a 12-hour time span, but I'll usually take the day before, to blanch my bones, boil them off, get all the impurities and everything out, let them sit overnight. Because what happens with the marrow bones is on the inside, the marrow retracts and pulls away from the inside of the bone, so that way it comes out much easier when I go to knock everything out and emulsify the soup. And then it goes through. So some people, they'll sit there and boil theirs all day, just keep adding water and more bones. I let mine basically sit at just above a simmer for about 9 or 10 hours, and then I'll pull everything out and knock all the marrow into it, and then I'll just put it through a rapid boil for about an hour or so and try to melt down as much of whatever's left in there, any type of cartilage, gelatin, marrow, and then strain everything. And then I have a big paint mixer on my drill and just
nice.
and it pulls the whole soup together.
So it's a delicate process to be able to get to your final product.
Yeah, it's a lot of work to make 50 portions of soup. So we're talking about going from, putting in, I fill it just over, I forgot how much water in there, but I'm making about 50 portions of soup. But I mean, it's super cheap to make. It may cost me anywhere from $50 to $70 to make, depending on what I get and what the price of the bones are at the time.
Mm.
And I pick all those up local at the iFresh market. So if you're looking for pork bones, anything cut, they're the best ones to go pick up bones from.
It's awesome. I'm gonna have to pass that along to one of my friends because that's
And chicken. Their chicken's there. The old it even says like old chicken on it. Like that's good. That's a
old
good
chicken.
That's a good one.
Well, one of my friends was like, he loves ramen. He's been to Japan multiple times, and he's a very good cook. And he's like, I'm gonna make tonkatsu. And he did the same thing. It was like a 2-day process for him to try to like figure it all out and do it right. And it came out really good.
I made it in my Instant Pot.
You can do it in an Instapot?
Yeah, it goes much quicker.
Oh shit.
Takes about 4.5 hours total time.
So I guess with your entire journey from culinary school to starting up the cloud base restaurant, like what I don't know if we covered this, but I want to just emphasize, like, what was it about ramen that like drew you in?
The Ramen Rumble is what started it because we made everything. Like I didn't know anything about how to make ramen at the time. I mean, my knowledge was packaged ramen. And then so my chef at the time was like, hey, here's this book, go read it. So I read it. He's like, I want to do this noodle, but you guys put your own twist on it. So we did. He's like, I want this noodle, but I want it broken into this portion size, or not portion, but basically this recipe size right here. So I had to take something that was much bigger than the other and go back in percentages and do all the math and everything.
Holy crap.
So we did that. So we made our noodles from scratch. So we got a lot of practice in doing that. And then I made I think 300 portions of noodles. It took me a week to make all this.
It's a lot of nudes.
Yeah.
Have you heard of the instant brand? It's from Japan. They're called Menraku.
Not off the top of my head, no.
Friends that have gone over there, they came back with it, and you get it in the packet. It's the straight noodles and everything, and they're already portioned off. They have like the little pieces of rice paper to hold off all the portions.
Oh, that's cool.
And as far as like home instant ramen goes, that's the closest to restaurant quality I've ever had.
Have you had Sun Noodle before?
Sun Noodle?
Sun Noodle is the standard here.
Really?
And they're
Time
a
to
company, they're a
Google.
Japanese company out of Hawaii, and they make the best. They use 2 of their types of noodles right now. I use their thin, straight Hakata style noodle, and I use their classic curly noodle as well. Yeah, so those noodles are good. So yeah, so we did that, and after just kind of like going through the process, all the blood, sweat, and tears, even up to almost completely not being able to go to the event because we had a big oopsie on our broth the night before.
Oh no!
Luckily, we were able to save it. We were very
It's
lucky.
always the night before, whether it's in a cosplay or a theater production. Something always happens the night before.
Cosplay, it's usually the first step out of the hotel room, something breaks. You're like, shit!
Yeah, so that happened, and that was rough. We had put so much effort into it and things, and just to have that happen, we were just so deflated. And at the time, one of our guests that was there was actually a pro football coach, and he just kind of like walked us through the whole thing. He's like, no, you guys can fix it. You'll figure it out.
He gave that pep talk.
He
got
straight
the- we got
coached
the
y'all
pep
through
talk.
it, bro.
Put me back in the game, coach. I can do this.
So we got the pep talk. We went in. We went to the Ramen Rumble, rocked it, had a great time. We didn't win. We were going against the house, so it was what it was. We had a good time. But I got invited back with Yugiri Ramen Project for the next one whenever that's feasible to do again. So I'm
nice.
excited to do that. So yeah, so after that point, I started doing ramen on Sundays at Sushi Pop, where I would come in and make everything on Sunday. I would make some stuff. I'd cook my pork the night before, make my broth the night before, but I would come in on Sunday super early because I was one of the managers there at the time, so I was able to get in before everyone else, and then I'd make all the noodles, the eggs, the toppings, and I would serve like maybe about 50 portions. We were doing what I thought ramen was then based off of my reading and research at the time. But now if I showed you pictures from what I did back then to what I'm doing now, it's an amazing night and day difference. Because I was following one guide, one book, which was Ivan Ramen from Ivan Orkin, from his book. And it's a good book, and it really is, and it's a great beginner book. So anybody's looking to get into ramen, that book is really good. Otaku Ramen by Sarah Gavigan is another great book. She's a really awesome person as well. I've had a couple Zoom calls with her before I started the business on getting some tips on running the business. And
Oh
how to do
wow!
it.
So you were able to to talk base with like some of the leading heads of the ramen world.
Yeah, and listening to podcasts like Way of Ramen or Ramen Hunter's been my favorite one because these guys all
I
live
quit.
in Japan.
I quit. If there is a ramen podcast, I quit. Are you
There's
serious?
several, dude. There's a lot.
Dude, bro, this is like a whole new ramen world. Over
I
here,
know,
bro.
no, like
Oh,
I'm
this-
learning so much about ramen now. Like
The
the
Ramen Hunter is
ramen
the best
rumble.
one.
Like, are there ramen awards every year or something like that?
Japan actually does. So there's a documentary. It
They're
came
called
out.
the nudies.
So if you go into YouTube and look up Ramen Heads documentary, I think it's from 2017. So it follows one guy. He's won best ramen in Japan 4 years in a row for doing tsukemen ramen, which is the dipping ramen. He goes through everything and shows you how he makes it, to his noodles, his broth, his toppings, how he selected everything, and then the end, the him and the 2 best ramen chefs in Japan, the guy who has the best noodles and the guy who got the first Michelin star ever for ramen in Japan, they all got together for his 10-year anniversary and did this like blowout ramen bowl that only 200 people got to eat.
This dude that won, is he on the cover of it? I'm assuming that's who I'm looking at.
Yeah, Tomita.
Yeah, he looks like he's about to drop like the hottest rap album in Japan, just
Yeah.
holding his food in front of him. Like he's got like that straight mean mug face.
Oh yeah, there is plenty of material out there as far as anything you can listen to, you can watch, you can find books. I mean, Instagram, all these guys. You have a bunch of people who were chefs like that were trained like me that are now doing this and applying that training to that.
So your world revolves around ramen and the art of preparing ramen.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
Just food in general, but mainly yes, it is ramen. Just because it's my favorite food, I enjoy it, I love it. I eat it 3-4 times a week. I gotta make sure my product's good all the time. I got 6 different bowls I sell. I gotta try them all.
No,
That's why I can never own a brewery. I'd be fucked.
That's my next goal. I would love to do a brewery. That'd be
Or a
fun.
distillery. Like I'm dead.
Oh,
That's
man.
it.
So you
Like I have to try every barrel.
you actually have an event coming up this week. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so this Saturday from 2 to the event starts at 1, but we're gonna start at 2:00 like usual because it takes a little bit to get set up and get everything ready to make sure we're ready to rock and roll on time. But we're gonna be at Orlando Brewery. It's 1301 Atlanta Avenue. There's a big event, and let me find the little thing real quick to because it has all the other information on there. Where's Andy?
So we're doing that Saturday the 16th. That's what it's
Yes.
looking like. Okay, at Orlando Brewing. Ba, 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 ba. Everybody's quiet. That's what I'm
Yeah,
talking
so
now.
they're releasing.
Okay, you beat me to it. I was literally typing it out as we're both working in the back.
Just got to get it thrown up there.
So this one's called the Dark Star Festival, is what
The-
they're calling it. So they're
The
releasing.
Dark Star.
So that's the name of the beer that we're releasing. I think it
Ooh.
might be an IPA. I don't remember, but we're gonna be out there with a bunch of other pop-ups. Like last time, the Eastside Barbecue will be there. It's a new barbecue pop-up that was there. Those guys were great.
So there are more multiple different styles of food in the pop-up industry right now.
Yeah. And at these events, there's almost one of pretty much almost anything. So there's gonna be barbecue. We have me for ramen. My buddy does pizza there. There will be. I think Jam Hot Chicken's gonna be there as well. I'm not
So
sure.
the majority of the people that were there that day at Orlando Brewery are pop-up places, right?
Yeah. They only
Holy
do
wow.
pop-ups, and
That is so
yeah,
cool.
I've seen a lot of
except for
different
last
ones.
time was Bow's Castle. Bow's Castle has a physical restaurant. They just came and did the pop-up there.
Yeah, I've
so
seen a lot of pop-ups, but I've just never seen the ramen.
It is
Seen
the
chicken
dark.
places, pizza. I've seen barbecue.
Yeah, this was new. I hadn't. I didn't. I think I've seen maybe ramen pop-ups in other states, but I definitely did not see any here in Orlando. It's usually the shop. And yeah, did I want to have a physical shop? Absolutely, but it just wasn't feasible at the time, especially with COVID right now. We don't know what's going to happen with the new strain now. We have to deal with this. So, having
But you
the
don't have to
cloud
deal with
kitchen-
having a dining room, front of house, or anything like that.
So
That's-
this
that's
took away a
nice.
lot of the overhead. So this was a much smaller investment to do and more actually just easier to do with a better payout in the end. And this whole thing was about making this work so we can push forward to the shop. The shop is the ultimate goal.
So I was just about to ask you. I think you might have just answered the question itself right there. Like, what is your drive that keeps you going every day for your love of ramen and in your business itself?
I mean, besides loving the entire process of making everything day in and day out, I mean, I'm in that kitchen 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, and sometimes I'm there on my day off to go drop stuff off, or I'm doing orders, or I'm sitting there doing financials. But what really keeps me going is, I see the reviews coming back now on Uber Eats, which are good, and I'm getting people that are messaging me on my social medias and things and say, hey, I really enjoyed it, or we had fun at the event. So that's what's kept it going. That's where my ramen got to where it was because from the very beginning, I was listening to a lot of the comments from people after they've tried it, like, here's what I think, and then it's basically my guests that I've served to have tuned my ramen to where it is.
I will say, like when I had your ramen that day, that was actually like the first time having like one of those nice style bowls of ramen. I've been to other places that I don't know if they took it out of the packaging and they just boiled it and put it in a bowl with some crazy stuff, but yours was an elegant ballet of flavor, balance, and just presentation itself was out of this world.
Put that shit on Yelp.
And that's
An
actually
elegant ballet of flavors.
Ramen's not exactly the prettiest food in the world. It's an ugly cuisine, which is what I love about it. Is it doesn't have to be. It's not like where when I used to play my octopus dishes, we had to make this look as good as possible because octopus isn't something that a lot of people like to eat, and I love it. It's one of my favorites to work with too.
You get a nice bowl of ramen, like when it arrives, it looks beautiful, but I have no qualms with just fucking it up immediately, getting it all mixed in and ready
But
to
you
go.
mentioned one word, which is balance, which is the most hardest thing, is trying to figure out what needs to go in that bowl. I don't want to sit there and do like a Build-A-Bear workshop and throw a bunch of stuff in there. I don't want to do that. So everything that's in the bowls, those particular ramen bowls, less is more with ramen when it comes to toppings. So everything that's in there goes in there. Like when you have the ones that have those soy pickled mushrooms, those mushrooms are left over from the broth making process. So that goes into those bowls.
So nothing gets wasted.
Trying not to, yeah. As much as I can not waste, even to the point now where I'm saving from making chili oil, I'm saving the leftover remnants of the dried Thai chilies and the Korean pepper powder, the garlic and everything in there, and I've made chili crunch out of it. I'm making spicy paste with it, just to make condiments and toppings for people to have, because people want these spicy things. They're looking for these kinds of things. So now I'm working on a whole entire provisions line that I actually have a name for. I want to call it, it's called Hurt Me Senpai.
Hurt me,
Big
senpai.
senpai.
Is that what you're going to say to Gordon Ramsay when he yells at you? So when
In my best Asian schoolgirl voice.
yeah. When you talk about the balance, does it like chap your ass if people add seasoning after the fact?
You do whatever you want. It's your bowl. I mean, when I was a chef, yes, it absolutely chapped my ass in the very beginning, because I put so much work into that. You want to throw salt on it, or you want to do this. It's actually perfectly seasoned, but if you're used to eating heavy amounts of salt, that's what you crave. That is what it is. So it's fine. You want to sit there and you want to add a bunch of extras. I'm making extras for you to put in it.
Okay, because
I'm okay with that.
I've been known like if I like a good salt content, I don't put a ton of it, but I'll put like the furikake seasoning, the nori with sesame and a little bit of salt and everything. But also, I'm starting to build my spice tolerance. For the longest time, I didn't have a spice tolerance, so I like to put togarashi in there to make it a little bit spicy.
Oh yeah, we use togarashi, and that's a spicy miso. That's my number one bowl. That's my flagship
Nice.
bowl. That's
One of my
baby.
friends carries around a bottle of it in her purse. She
was
loves it
listening-
so much.
I was listening to another show, and this kid, he makes noodles for another place up in, I think they're in Boston, and they do a particular style of ramen, but he carries a little vial of MSG around with him. So when he goes to eat,
Are you serious?
yes,
One of my ex's fathers, one of her father, on one of his trips to Japan, he bought a brick of MSG. And you can imagine exactly what it looked like. And he thought it was hilarious to put it in his check bag where they pull him aside and they're like, "Sir, what is this?" And he's like, "It's MSG." And they bring over the drug sniffing dog and they're like, "Oh shit, it's MSG."
yeah, that's definitely, yeah. He told a story similar to that, and it's like, no, I swear it's MSG, officer.
I would love to pull like a prank like that off, but I would hate to be detained and all that stuff, because I know they.
Put on a no-fly list.
Yeah.
I'd give it a couple of years. Isn't the time to be playing around like
Yeah,
that.
no shit.
Yeah.
I was just trying to make my food taste better.
But yeah, so the balance and everything is just trying to figure out the amount of seasoning. That took time, so it took getting the proper ladles from Japan and things like that to make it happen, and getting the right proportions, and that was the big challenge with the to-go part. Was the noodles were the biggest challenge. Was how do I cook the noodles and get it so when they reheat their soup, or they bring it back up to a boil, or just get it hot and pour it over, where it's as I just put it in the bowl for them. That was the hard part. But it came down to, when you say, if you were to, blanch vegetables, it's the same thing. I'm blanching the noodles for an certain period of time, and then I'm plunging it straight into ice water to stop it as quick as possible, and then wringing all the water out of it.
Wow.
It's definitely a science.
It really
definitely
is.
a science.
It really is. No, a friend of mine. Well, actually, I think it was you who you were talking to me about the pork that I do for my events and stuff like that.
Yes.
And when people, I get asked all the time, how do you make your pork? How do you make your pork? And my thing is, I was taught growing up that when you're cooking, you never leave the kitchen. You never you make sure that everything is where it needs to be. You show love and attention to whatever you're making to make sure it comes out the best. And then when earlier what you said that you spent about 12 hours the day before preparing everything. I mean that's got to be heart and dedication right there to what simply is your art. And do you have like any family members that like share your same passion for the art of cooking ramen, or is it just like something that you just ventured on your own?
It's just kind of something I ventured on my own. I mean, my mom's a really good cook. My dad cooks pretty well too. So we had like funny story, like sriracha. I didn't know what sriracha was until I was 25 in culinary school, watching kids fighting over this red bottle of stuff with a green top. And I'm like, what is that? And they're like, sriracha. You don't know what that is? I'm like, no, dude, I didn't have that growing up. And then I got a taste of sriracha, and now I have 2-3 bottles in my fridge and one in the kitchen at all times.
I will say, actually, I had the same experience where I didn't know what that was because I'm Mexican. So we grew up with, tapioca.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it's called?
You want tapatio?
Yeah, I was like, tapioca's a pudding.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's the little gelatin balls.
I'm not all in my brain right now. That's how.
Tapioca's delicious too.
Yeah, no, I love that, and I love growing up with Tabasco sauce. Like that, those are like my go-to spices. But then when I got introduced to sriracha, I was like, why has the world hidden this for me? This sauce is freaking amazing.
It's the hot shit, and they put garlic in it.
I know.
Yeah, but I go double when I get pizza. I put powdered garlic and that on the pizza.
Oh hell yeah,
dude, I gotta write that one down.
Next level pizza.
I love black garlic. Like that's a fermented garlic, yeah.
Yeah, so you
Love
can
that
actually you
shit.
can make those in rice cookers. I mean, they have black garlic fermenters, but you can also do it in the standard little rice cookers.
How does that work?
You just put it on warm. You line your garlic some on the top, and there's usually a little basket that comes with it too. If like you can steam in there as well.
You
So
don't have to
would put it
add
on the
anything.
bottom.
You just
No, you just put some of the whole garlic. You put the whole garlic and the bulb, like the full bulbs and everything in there. then-
don't like peel it or anything.
No,
just
don't peel
toss
it,
the
just
whole
leave-
bad boy in there.
Yeah, toss the whole thing in there, and it takes about 2 weeks time.
Oh, I could wait. 2
My
weeks for
favorite
that.
thing though now is my favorite thing now is burnt garlic oil that I make. And actually, a funny story about that. So my first week in the kitchen, I was making the burnt garlic oil, which is the mayu, which gives bitterness to the bowl, and I just love the flavor of it. So that's the one. That's that black oil. I'm trying to remember which one you had. Did you have the ichiraku last time? That was the pork miso one, the thicker one.
Yes, that's
So
what
the
I had.
black oil on top, that's the burnt garlic oil. So my first week in the kitchen, I got a letter the next day, or an email the next day, saying that one, I was playing music too loud, but all I had was my cell phone.
How dare you?
Yeah, so I had my cell phone, I'm like, okay, music, whatever. And then he's like, I don't know how true this is, but someone was complaining, so people are complaining that they smelled marijuana coming from your kitchen. I'm like,
It was the burnt garlic. well, now the smokers out there, you have an excuse. I'm like, your car reeks. I'm like, yo, I had burnt garlic.
Yeah.
burnt garlic in my car.
Gotta write that one
sorry.
too.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
But no, that day that I went out to meet with you, our mutual friend Mike was the one who introduced us, and he kept raving to me about your ramen for probably about, I think were you part of an event in October, early November, something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we did November, so that event was back in December, early December then. And we had done one back in November. That was the first event we did, was at Orlando Brewing, was their market then, and then we did.
Which their
That
Dark
was the
Star
fall
is a
market.
black IPA, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, because Mike kept praising your ramen, and then like in the back of my mind, I'm like, what's this ramen? I'm like, well, what's the big deal behind it? And then he'd take me out to a certain restaurant, and he introduced me to the dish itself. I'm like, oh, okay, this is soup with noodles, because the thing was, the presentation from this place, I'm not trying to discredit or anything like that, it wasn't what yours was, because like when I had yours, and like I said earlier, it was a ballet of flavor. There was so much going on, and the girl that I was with, who I think at this point we're dating, we're still working it out, we're still sketching out the details, but she had gotten pizza for her daughter, and she was holding off on the ramen. Because she's like, oh my God, no, I love ramen. Ramen is my favorite. I'm like, okay, well let's give it a shot. So we waited, and finally when the first bowl started coming out.
Yeah, it took a hot minute getting I've started to become a little famously known for that with my staff. They're like, you're always late. I'm like, I get there, but it's like, we have to get everything set up. The water, like if the water's not boiling, it's
can't.
that big pot. I can't drop the noodles, so I'd rather wait. I mean, once we get them going, ramen's coming
cranking it
out.
out, yeah.
Ramen's coming out 4 at a time every couple minutes.
So Chris just texted me that he is locked outside of the office.
Oh, the office itself. Yeah, I got that.
Can you go open the door real quick? And when we got our bowls, it was amazing. And the one thing that caught me off guard was the egg itself, because it's not fully cooked. It's just the yolk itself that's a little bit raw. How the hell do you guys know how to do that?
Just trial and error.
Trial and error.
So I used to cook my eggs for. A lot of people do the 5-minute egg. I was doing 6 minutes at one point, and then I've actually increased the time. And the real big thing is a lot of people ask me is how do I get the clean peel on the eggs too. Not every egg peels very cleanly.
That is true. That is true.
I usually get a string of good ones, and I'll get one that might have a couple. And that all is from if you want to get a really good soft-boiled egg, you want to leave your eggs to sit out to come up to room temperature first.
Oh, so you don't peel them
No, I let the raw egg sit out for maybe 15, 20 minutes. My kitchen's a little bit warm, so I don't have to sit it out. As long as in a regular household, maybe I'll do 30 minutes.
So it's like letting a steak get up to room temp.
Yeah, you're tempering it basically.
Nice.
before you cook
I
it.
never knew that you had to temper hard-boiled eggs. I know.
And the reason why is you want the whites to warm up. The whites are what has that little lining on the outside that sticks in the inner shell. It's
got that membrane.
Yeah, the little membrane. So when you cook them, that separates a little bit, and it's a lot easier to peel. So the whites, and what happens is the white will set harder and set fully cooked, while the yolk on the inside might be slightly cooked on the edges, but it's all custard. It'll become custardy and gooey in the center after it's sat in the marinade for a couple days. Everything's a process. Everything, the marination process. Like the bamboo shoots have to marinate for 2 to 3 days. The eggs are 2 days. The tofu is at least overnight before it gets baked off the next day. The pork is the day before it gets cooked.
Holy moly! All the work behind such. Well, I get it. I get the fact that there is so much work behind it, because the end product, I can't recommend that highly enough. For a first timer, getting a proper serving of ramen. Yeah, yours was just it blew everything out of the water for me.
Yeah, days and days of prep for 5 to 10 minutes of pleasure.
It's like going on a Bumble date. Rocky was telling me about a date that didn't go so well recently.
Yeah, that was just. I would have rather waited for the water to boil than for the food to be served to me, than for it to have the ramen, then to go on that date that just went horrible. But
recap.
In between the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't want to air it out yet. Should I call?
So Mike, go ahead and plug away the event, plug away your product. The floor is yours, sir.
All right, guys. So we do have that event coming up. So we have the Dark Star Festival at Orlando Brewing this Saturday. The event starts at 1 and ends around 10 o'clock. We will be serving ramen from 2 to 9. So when the hardest part there is parking. So the earlier you can get there to get your parking spot, the better. Because you can't park on the site there, because all of our setups are going to be
Park
there
at Target and get an Uber. It'll piss them off.
Is there an admission fee?
No entry fees. Everything is free. Just make sure you guys have your masks and everything. Still social distance. We're still trying to keep everything as much as safe as we can, and we'll be a little bit easier to find this time. I just got a vinyl banner made, which was nice. I got it pretty quickly. I was pretty happy. I was not supposed to get it until this week, but it got here early, so pretty happy about that. So nice. Now we have that, and you'll also see my big red ramen lantern hanging as well. You'll know right where we are. We'll be in the same spot as last time, which is when you walk in, you go straight back, and once you go past the first doors, we're right there on the right. That's our spot.
Awesome. And then your website or your social medias.
Yep. So my website is ugiriramenproject.com. I am on Instagram at ugiriramenproject, facebook.com/ugiriramenproject, and Twitter for those that use Twitter at ramenugiri.
Ramen Ugiri.
And we also have a couple other events coming up. I just picked up I think it's the GB bottling, or it's over in Ivanhoe. It's it's kind of like a whip pour wheelhouse.
Okay.
Where they sell beer things. So I'm going to be over there on the 23rd. So the following weekend I'll be there, and I'm looking for another spot for possibly the 30th. And then we have Swirlery
off of Virginia.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
GB Bottle Shop and Tasting
that
Bar.
Place, yep. So I'll be there on the 23rd, starting at 6, and we'll be there from 6 to 10 or until we sell out. We only bring so much with us. I usually bring enough to do around usually 60 to 75 bowls.
Oh,
Just
wow.
because it's carrying, it's a lot of stuff. So I'm bringing 2 different broths. I'm doing 5 ramens now versus I was doing 2.
Mm-hmm.
So there's only one of I offer 6, and there's only the one I'm not doing is the paitan, just because I don't have the proper ladles yet and the setup that I want to do that one just yet.
You need the proper ladles.
Yeah, because that one is mixed with a certain amount of broth to a certain amount of oat milk. So this is like a vegan-based tonkatsu, essentially, is what this is the idea.
Vegan-friendly ramen, you heard it.
Yep. Next month we have Swirlery Wine Bar, their food festival with Black Magic Pizza. Will be the only 2 food vendors out there as far as we know right now. That one is on the 13th. That's
A
an
ramen or
all-day
pizza?
event.
You get the ramen, bro. Just get the
go.
ramen.
And then we also I haven't decided yet, but we just got invited to a vegan food and wine fest out at a Popka Amphitheater.
Ooh.
So that's going to be a big event. That's been doing the numbers for that one, and my head's exploding on how much tofu I'm going to have to cut. Like 84 I'm at 84
And you said
blocks
that
right
takes a day of prep, the tofu?
Just about, yeah. I'll have to get in there early and get everything the day before, and then spend the time pressing as much as I can, and cutting and marinating and doing all that.
A lot of people just assume it comes in a giant brick and then you just like dice it up and throw
Just
it out
slice it,
there.
yeah.
You could if you really wanted to, but we
Yeah.
don't. No, everything is pressed, and we put it in the same marinade, the same type of marinade that the eggs and the memoir and the bamboo shoots are all done in, and that gets baked off. And it's really nice. I like it, and it's I'm getting a lot of good feedback on that, and a lot of people who don't even like. Somebody got tonkatsu the other night, ordered, and they wanted the tofu instead of the pork. They're like, their little side notes like, I know it's a pork-based broth. I'm like, I'm not going to argue with what you want.
Well, that's like I'll get pizza from Lazy Moon and I'll be like, yeah, throw pepperoni on there and some tempeh. And they're like, you're putting fake meat with actual meat. And I'm like, yeah, it soaks up all the grease. It tastes amazing.
But no, once again, Mike Evans, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to honestly, dude. I legit took notes during the show because
I have so many tabs open with all the things you've been telling me about.
Yeah. Oh, also too, we are on all of the delivery apps as well: Uber Eats, Grubhub, Postmates, and DoorDash. We're open Tuesday through Sunday at 4:00 every single day, and during the week, so Sunday and Tuesday through Thursday, we're open till midnight, and then open till 2 a.m. Friday and Saturday.
And if you're able to, go pick it up.
And you can also come pick it up through my website as well. I just adjusted the website where you can order early off in the week and set for what day you want to come in.
Oh shit.
I got to see if that actually works. So I set it up.
But no, Mike, once again, thank you so much. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Oh, I didn't even have the video queued up.
back.
I thought that was his video.
I completely forgot to queue up the video. I'm so sorry about that.
Oh, the whole video?
Yeah. Let me... Ooh, I forgot how to spell YouTube.
Hey, I guess Homegirl's not coming.
Well, no, she's buying a house.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, she literally texted me that. She's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to."
Housewarming party.
Yeah, exactly, just how you said it.
So she already bought the house.
Well, they put in an offer.
Oh, so it's not a housewarming party because she don't have a house.
No, I'm saying, but when she gets one, housewarming.
Yeah,
okay.
we're crashing that party. I mean, we're crashing that house.
Understandable. I was very confused.
And let me just get this going. My apologies, everyone, for such the delay and trying to go to break.
Confucius, eh?
I really got enthralled by your conversation, by your information on ramen itself, because I didn't have that information. You legit blew my mind, and I'm gonna.
We could literally talk about this. Like this could be a whole nother thing. There's just so much. I mean, just the stories of how it got started and the history involved. It's either absolutely true or it's completely steeped in legend on how it got started. Like tonkatsu and miso ramen are all steeped in legend. No one knows exactly. They just have a story. That's how it got started.
Oh wow! Let me put this real quick.
Yeah, like, wow, what's happening? What's happening?
No. What you just said right there in regards to the backstories and everything.
It's legend.
Let's see. It's 23. I can do 40. There we go. All right, cool. All right, cool. All right. Officially on break. Let me mute that.
feature.
You could have just said we can use a condom.
Bumble out the feature, the sticker of the little guy pointing.
So yeah, I tell her, well, you don't always get what you want out of life, and she's like, well, that's a really bad way of looking at life. I'm like, what? No, that's a realistic.
Yeah, I was like, realistically,
You don't
that's not
always get what
pessimistic.
you
Like,
want.
if little Johnny wants to be the quarterback of the captain of the football team, what are the odds of him becoming the captain of the football
Especially
team?
since little Johnny only has one leg.
Johnny's not getting what he
impressive
wants.
Literally every other player has a leg up on him.
I hate you. We ended up leaving from there, going to another bar, and mind you, not drinking, just having my ginger ale, enjoying her company.
Are you gonna rank all the ginger ales again? Like do a second round?
Yes.
See if
Has
anybody
she-
changed.
100%.
Has she asked you why you're not drinking yet?
I told her that I just want to. I'm basically flexing my willpower,
Okay.
and
You should be like, because you already look pretty, baby.
you see,
Smooth.
Or because I just want to make sure I don't get you no kids tonight. So that's why I'm not drinking.
This is baby juice.
but no. It then goes into like she's telling me about her abusive ex relationships. Like I'm talking about like the police reports, charging affidavits, injunctions. I'm like,
Red flag?
oh, foul on the play,
Well,
15-yard penalty. Yeah, we're
Not
no.
only that, I mean, you work in family law, so you get shit like that. Right?
Yeah,
yeah.
You
So-
should have got a life-altering phone call at that moment.
That's why you always have the exit call like set up.
Yeah, when they do that little with the awkward turtle thing.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, it was a very odd encounter. And then as we're leaving the bar, I'm like, well, she said like, oh, it's getting cold. I'm like, well, translation, she wants to go home. At no point during this entire altercation or this entire situation,
Altercation.
well, she
Damn.
kept talking
Freudian
about
slip there.
she kept talking about domestic violence. So yeah, I felt like that was about to become an altercation. Talking with her the entire night, but it got to the point where, all right, I'm going to take you home, or are you going to Uber? Because she had Ubered to the first spot. Tell me how we were like 5 minutes away from the original spot to her house.
So she made you drive all the way out there so she could be close to home.
Exactly. And she's like, I don't like to drive at night. I don't like to drive alone at night. I don't give a fuck. I'm done dating apps.
Yeah, right. To next weekend. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, move to Facebook dating next. Get off that Bumble.
That Facebook dating is a fucking lie.
Yeah, that shit sucks.
It really does. They kept throwing me all these beautiful, like seriously, 10s, 10 after 9 after 10 after 9 after 10 after 10. Like, very rarely would you get like a.
Facebook's like, you have all these potential matches. I'm like, all right, let me check it out. I'm like, these are fucking bots
Yeah.
or something.
Yes. And then it's like,
Also,
this girl's 21. She goes to UCF. Like, yeah, I would love that, but I'm 32 years old. Like, me and her in different mindsets. Like, I know this. Like, it would work for a night.
with how in-depth and concise the Facebook algorithm is, to where it can scan any of your statuses and then advertise to you. It can't scan your dating profile for certain things and give you matches that way.
It should be able to do that.
I'm not a religious person at all. If you have faith of religion, that's awesome. But I get so many people that are like, religion first. Religion first. Is like, I can't date somebody like that.
Well, on Facebook,
Yeah.
they're fucking liars. Those are the biggest freaks, and will fuck.
Well,
you
no. If
that
they say
moment.
Catholic, I know.
No, any of it, any of it.
If they say Jewish, I mean, you might get to third base. Who knows?
Nah, I believe
You might want
any
to.
religion.
You could us them up to third base.
So what about you, Mike? Have you? I don't know. We didn't ask you that status. Are you married, single, seen someone?
No, single.
You're single. Okay.
I'm married to the ramen life.
There are a lot of strings attached on that one, huh?
Definitely.
So
it's a stringy situation, huh?
See what you did there? Oh.
So what about you? Like, what has been your experience with like dating apps, or like how do you talk to people? If you don't mind me asking that.
So joining the hospitality, but before the dating apps and everything, it was easier back when I wasn't working as a chef and things, or it was easier as a manager too. But once I became a chef, it got much harder because I was working all the time. I worked weekends. When I worked in the hotels, I worked on holidays. So it was a little bit more difficult. So yeah, so I went to the dating apps. So it was a little bit harder to go out to the bar and meet somebody because I'm at the bar at like, 12 at night. And what's everybody looking for around between 12 and 2?
The hookup, or just like the
warmth.
And by the time you get there at 1, most people are a mess by that time anyways. It's not even worth talking to anybody at that point. But yeah, so we turned to the apps.
Yeah, I miss being in hospitality because that was some of the best.
That is the epitome of hookup culture.
Yeah.
Other than like drama / entertainment.
I was just gonna say, entertainment. Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, hospitality. I miss it.
So I
Use the
apparently
dating apps, yeah.
I found.
Hinge sucks, by the way, too. I hate that thing.
So
too.
I had an interesting conversation with a friend of mine over the weekend, and I'm sorry that this is kind of like circling around dating, but I want to get your guys' perspective on this. And this is the first time in a long time that we've had a all male table. But I want to get
Nope, don't do it.
Oh, I'm doing it.
No, I'm saying whatever you're asking the advice is nope, don't do it.
Well, you should have told me that before I went to Secret Seat last week.
Uh-oh.
But is there a difference between seeing someone, dating someone, and being in a relationship?
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so let's start off with the basis. All right, let's say, Chris, you start talking to a girl. You're just friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go on that one date, whether it's you meet through the app or you just invite her out for dinner. Would that first encounter be considered a date, or you're just getting to know someone?
It's a date.
It's a date.
I mean, anybody can have a
But
date.
it's not.
But it's not like
dating with a capital D.
We're not dating if the night goes great and I feel like it was a good night. I get my little good night kiss and whatever, and like I know we're going to talk tomorrow. That doesn't mean we're dating. Like
You're
at that
lucky if
point,
you get that now. COVID and everything, it might be a little pull back on that a little bit.
uh,
Lucky if you get that first kiss on the first date.
No, see, as Chris says, he's the big dick bandit.
I
So
would
if
say,
they
yeah.
if they blow him, they're still 6 feet away. Like he's safe.
I'm good.
So we can be clear right now that the first encounter is the first date, right? Like that we can label the first night meeting the other person as the date. You go out for drinks, you go out for dinner, movie, what have you. You that's the first date.
And also be clear about it, because sometimes you just want to go and have a hangout with somebody. You're like, hey, I'm kind of interested in you, but let's just go hang out. Mm-hmm. But if you're asking them on a date, be clear about it.
Yeah, clarify that.
Yeah,
shit.
because some people get mixed signals from fucking day one. You don't want to deal with that type of drama.
I think just being clear in general on what your intentions are right from the start, I think is the best way to go about it.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, hey, you want to hang out sometime? Like we're literally gonna hang out as we just met. Let's try to develop a friendship here. I don't know shit about you. You don't know shit about me. But also, if at any time you're like, nope, you can pull the plug on it. I'm not going to be offended. Like,
well, yeah, I feel like if I ask a girl, hey, let's hang out and whatever, and we go somewhere, I don't know, like let's say Dave and Buster's, and
you got a badass bitch if you're taking her to Dave and Buster's.
That's a fun.
Really?
Date.
That's a fun time.
I love that place.
I'm saying like if she's down to go to Dave and Buster's.
Oh, you mean good girl? Yeah. But I mean, if I'm like, yo, we're just hanging out. I mean, you better believe that when that fucking check comes. 2, please.
Yep. Also, okay. Still related to the subject, but if you invite somebody on a date, you say, would you be my date for this event, or would you be my date to go out for dinner or drinks?
Yeah.
Isn't it? You're basically saying I'm treating you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Definitely.
cool.
Gentleman's agreement right there.
Yeah,
But that doesn't work for females. If that's what you're about to say, that's the same.
Well,
rules are
no.
not applicable.
I have a friend who was really upset that invited somebody out as their date. Asked them, "Will you be my date? Let's go to this gathering, and then we're gonna go get like food and drinks afterwards. Like, would you be my date? Use the word." And they got really upset where it's like, she didn't even offer to pay for anything. Like, she didn't chip in for the tip. She didn't do this. She didn't do that. I was like, bro, you asked her to accompany you to these things. She is your date.
Yeah.
You use the D word. All right, I'm just throwing that out.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and refer him to this podcast later.
If you ask me on a date, you pay for everything. Yeah. No.
All right. So we've established. Let's continue with the ground rules. Bumble date. You invite out if the male takes the initiative and says, "Hey, so and so, let's go out for drinks at such establishment." I'm inviting and I literally say it on my profile. First round is on me. Okay, if you want to go to the second round, okay, let's do a little back and forth. Very rarely have there been ladies that have gone the back and forth, like, oh, I'll get this round, I'll get that round. A lot of the times, I do notice that I've been on a couple of dates where, yeah, okay, yeah, oh, I'm paying for everything. Okay, I'm not gonna be expecting anything at the end of the night, but I am running a toll in the back of my head.
I'm expecting something. Fuck that shit, bitch. Like, the fuck you. Remember, bitch, this is your 6th drink, okay? You remember that while you feeling all lightheaded and loose, because we about to get loose as a goose when we leave this motherfucking
I
bar.
don't know. After 6 drinks, I'm like, you want to come over and take a nap and then maybe later?
No, it's time to get to
I
going. I'm
was
sorry.
like, you're fucking wrecked. I'm not trying to play in that gray area.
So here's the next level where I want to get your guys' opinion. Let's say you had a great time with this person. All right, they made you laugh. You guys got along. There's chemistry there. You call up so and so or text her the next day. Hey, I had a great time. I would love to do this again sometime. Is that the proper way of moving forward if you want to start seeing this person in a sense, right?
If you want to be starting
Yeah.
something.
I think
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Yeah.
What's it?
Rocky kept quoting Michael Jackson songs last week, and it's just been stuck in my head.
But what would be a proper response to tell someone via text message or messenger or what have you? Like
Exactly what you just said.
just what I said, right?
Yeah.
So there's no other words or subtleties that we should use saying, hey, I had a great time with you last night. I would love to do this again sometime.
Yeah, it's pretty good standard follow-up.
Pretty standard follow-up, right?
Yeah.
Or you could be bad and be like,
Here it goes. Here it goes.
why don't we go on that date number 2 so that way you keep the number in her head so she knows what date she's on. Then on date number 3, she knows what date she's on. So forth and so forth. I'll keep count for you, boo boo.
Well, no, okay.
Are you talking about like a fucking countdown or
You
something?
damn right. I didn't say it, girl. You
Sounds
did.
Say that again?
Sounds like in the 40-year-old virgin when she was keeping track on the days that when he was dating the girl in the end, then he wasn't having sex with her because he didn't tell her he was a virgin. So
Because eventually after I'm like, hey, hey, once again we had a great time, but I'm looking forward to date number 4. Let's do it this weekend. Why do you keep keeping count? Are you trying to count down to like us having sex? Ma'am, you said it, not me. But what date, what number would that be? Just so I know.
Mandy's signing in from home. She's like, you sound cheap. We love you, Mandy. We hope you're feeling better.
But okay, so you start texting this girl. You go out on date number 2, get together number 2, get together number 3. At this point in the scenario, are you talking? I'm doing air quotes. So for the people who are listening to this later on, talking air quote to this person. Are you seeing this person? Are you dating this person? Or are you in a relationship with this person?
That's communication, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say a lot of that depends
Yeah,
on
that's
how you've been
communication.
talking, what you've brought up.
Okay.
If you're just having very casual hangouts and shit, then no, you're not moving into that territory. But if you've been talking about like future plans, what you're looking for in a relationship, like discussing each other's dating profiles, which is completely fucking normal, especially if they met you on a dating app, it's
Yeah. Anytime,
it's all about the communication, like Chris said.
Yeah.
anytime I've ever gotten a match, I'm like, okay, let's review. Let's jump into this profile. Let me see what I might have missed at one point or another. But yeah, I do look into: are you a casual smoker? Are you a casual drinker? Are you religious?
Casual banger.
People be lying on their profiles. I mean, think about your own profile. You can't tell me there's not at least one lie on there.
I work out. I produce 3 different podcasts. I'll buy the first
There's
round.
not one-
I'm not looking to jump into a serious relationship, but I'm not opposed to it.
Is there not one misinterpretation on your profile? Not one. Everybody has at least one. There's no.
I'm gonna have to go check because I just copy and paste everything. I'm gonna have to update the photos. But hold on.
There's always at least one.
I deleted all of them, but Facebook dating is integrated into the Facebook app. So
here's the question. So
oh shit, I should probably you know what? I need to change it if I'm gonna be serious about meeting people on the app and just be like, I do sex work. People have paid to see me naked. Because right there, that's that.
Is that really something like?
Yes.
I don't know if that's
he
like,
has an OnlyFans.
but I don't think that's like first date information. Like,
I think you should know that right off the bat because what if you really hit it off with somebody and then you find out they're like, sex work is prostitution? I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here. I just wasted a lot of my time.
What? Okay, I get what you're saying, but like, no.
But also, Chris, you know me. That's something I would absolutely say to somebody, like a
Yeah,
complete stranger's. Hey, I was like, you're an attractive woman. I would like to talk to you. I've sold naked pictures online, and if they can get past that first hurdle, then cool. Because I mean, that is
I
something.
don't know. I feel like that's just something that the motherfucker don't need to know right away. Like they don't need to know that shit. Like,
Okay. That's like what? Maybe a third date information kind of thing?
yeah, like you know what I mean. Like I don't know if I like you enough to even let you know my business, bitch.
Mike, when do you feel like? Do you think it's like the second or third date where you start like going a little bit more in depth?
personal?
Oh wait, no. Mandy just chimed in. She said she agrees with me. She told her now husband on the first date that she does like nude modeling and body painting and stuff like that.
So what do you think?
I
You
mean,
think
that's
I mean, he was probably like, score. This is great.
because honestly, yeah. To be honest though, it's different coming from a girl because if a girl told me this on the first date, my mind's automatically thinking like, okay,
Yeah, but what if she told you she does sex work?
okay.
that was a different okay. That was a completely different okay.
What if they tell you they've done sex work with partners and it's online?
Okay.
All right, there you go. See, a lot.
But
of
as
people
a
aren't
dude,
like that.
though, as a dude, that is okay. As a dude, I'm probably thinking, "Damn, I'm trying to fuck this girl, and I'm out." That's what I'm
all
thinking.
the expectations. All right, you ready for this shit? This is exactly what it says verbatim on my dating profile. Bartender, performer, nerd, cosplayer, have a cool ass cat. I do. You know, there's a lot of women who are like, guys like cats are weird. I'm like, fuck you. Like my cat is like 4 times the size of your shitty ass rat of a chihuahua that you own. Like, fuck out of here.
I do avoid to think guys
Oh,
are cats.
you should see my cat. He
I
looks
see your
like
cat. Your
yeah,
cat's-
yeah.
your
He
cat's
looks
kinda
like fucking
scary
Michael
looking.
Jackson is a werewolf.
Yeah.
Dude's huge. Full of random knowledge. He can hold a conversation. I have a daughter who lives with her mom. I don't smoke. I do drink. I don't drink to have fun, but good beer and whiskey is fun. Love the theme park, spooky shit. Enjoy finding new places to eat. Conversation, good times, and new friends would be nice. Not currently looking for the one. I assure you, I'm better in person. That last one might be a lie. I don't know.
See, tell you, there's always one.
No, I think I'm better in person. Like in text, I'm just like I look at my own profile. Like,
Do people pay?
look
Do
at
people?
this guy.
Do people pay to see you, or do they pay to see your pictures?
What do you mean?
Just like I said, do people pay to see you, or do they pay to see your pictures?
Both, I guess. I don't know.
That's what I'm trying to state. You're not better in person. People pay for your pictures, not for you personally.
No, I mean you should look at some of the comments.
Yeah, no,
They'd meet me in person. I told them everything, including my baggage. I told Rocky about this earlier. Scout, who was on the OnlyFans episode, she was like, "I like to flirt with people and test them. I'll walk up to him and be like, you look strong enough to carry my baggage.'"
What you got in there?
So
See, and then Moog, she said it in front of him. He's like, "That's hot," and I was like, "That's why your relationships don't work."
all right, so we're gonna do something
I'm
fun
about
right
to say
now.
a problem.
We're gonna do something fun, and I wish we would have hooked this.
I told you.
Hook this up to the big screen. We're gonna look at my Bumble profile. All right, we're gonna show this on the air, and
I'm on my phone. My phone's on 3%.
yeah, share with Mike so he's caught
My
up.
phone's
Okay,
on 3% though.
so
Sorry.
On it.
thank you.
Like can't help you. Like,
All right, so
No, but to answer
before,
your question from earlier.
yeah.
So I think when you were talking about when it comes to moving forward, I think it comes to the depth of the conversations you have in between the dates going up to the next one. So it depends. If it's someone that you really click with and you like and you have a lot in common, your conversations are going to go a lot deeper, I think. And that's happened for me before.
Fair and valid.
And so if it also depends on your intentions as well as theirs. So I think those are two really big factors. Is what takes things to move up in levels.
No, 100%. And I just have to say this out loud because Chris probably is not seeing it yet because he's getting on the live stream. But it says, "Chris, don't be upset because he is hung."
who?
Oh, me.
Who said that?
Mandy.
How you know, Mandy?
She
Hey, are you subscribed? Are you subscribed?
Well, Mandy and I have both been body painted at the same time. I wasn't naked, but I was in very, very tight, like short shorts that don't leave much to the imagination. You could see my religion through these things.
All I gotta say is, y'all know the name.
I let
All right, so
other
you're
people-
going to the Facebook feed, right?
Yeah.
All right, so right now, if you're joining us on the live
Patricio, 35, photo verified, marketing director at the law office of Aaron Morse, Westwood College of
Would you update that?
Aviation, 2006.
feed. Yeah. So
No, Vandy's right. Just like because he tells us all the time. I do not. I don't know what you're talking about. There's no proof of that other than tons of podcasts.
So right there, we're looking at my profile, and it's me at the beach. All right. Now it's not doing like a full body like.
At least you're not holding a fucking fish.
Exactly. Those photos are always like. I guess women get it pissed. See a barrage of those photos, but okay, right there, kind of says what I do, and here we go. Here it is. Here's the quote. Let's be real and honest from the get-go. I'm in no rush to jump into a relationship, but not opposed to it. I'll buy the first round. In my free time, I record and produce 3 different podcasts and work out. Straight to the point. I'm not giving you a sonnet or what is it? What's another word?
Where's the part where it said I might want kids?
Oh.
I was like, you hiding it?
Oh, actually, no. I took that off.
Why you always lying? Why you always lying?
No, I guess. Oh my God! I think in an attempt to what is it? To rectify the whole thing, I took that off because she said, "Oh, I didn't see that there." But right there, it says, I'm 6'2", I'm active, graduate degree. I drink frequently. I smoke socially. I'm a dog person. I don't know what the other one means about don't know yet.
Don't know yet.
Yeah.
You ever been caught in a swipe trap before?
What's a swipe trap?
Where you just
Yeah, you're sitting there swiping nonstop.
you're not
nonstop,
just going off a
nonstop,
first look.
nonstop.
Yes, I've been in those situations before, and I've
Passes
accidentally
the time.
clicked on someone. You see, that's a good photo, right? Favorite quality in a person: being able to laugh at life. Because if you're not laughing, you're not living. Fair and valid, or no?
Oh, fair.
I mean, I can agree with that.
Okay. My location, my artist, my favorite, all that crap. It's.
For Kelly,
I like R. Kelly.
they're gonna think you want to piss on them. Maybe you do. Dave Chappelle wrote a song about that. I love that shit where he's like, R. Kelly's like, man, how you gonna make a song about pissing on people? Dave's like, how you gonna make a video pissing on people?
Maybe some people are into that. You didn't know.
I mean, I guess, but then you just put you like water sports. You can figure that out.
Yeah. So no, so here is where I got a little bit into it with a friend of mine over the weekend. The difference between dating and seeing someone. What's the difference? I feel that if you're dating someone, that means that the labels are there. That
If you're dating someone, it's exclusive. Like,
Yeah.
it's you and that person.
it's you and that person. That's
It's you
it.
and that person. That's it.
Do you concur?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
If you're seeing with someone, you don't. If I'm seeing someone, then I don't talk to another female out of respect for you, but I don't owe you that shit because we're not together. But we're
Yeah, I think when
we're
you're
trying to get there.
when you're seeing someone, you're feeling them out, but you're still a free agent at that point. This person has obviously taken the king's share of your attention, but at the same time, nobody's locked into anything, and that's on both sides. If I say I'm seeing somebody, and then they're like, "Hey, I've met somebody else, and I want to pursue that," I'm like, "Well, that sucks, but it is what it is." Like I'm okay with that.
Or even like a situation that I've actually even been in. Like, it's like a girl that I was talking to. And yeah, we were talking for about a month. And I guess she must have showed like her girl some pictures of me or whatever. And
She's like,
I got like a call. I got like a call like, hey, I don't know what you were doing in this picture, but you had these sweats on, and I can like see all your print. I really think you should take that down.
Do you work at Kinko's? Because you're printing in those sweatpants. Shout out to Todrick Hall. That's one of his lines.
Well, I'm like, well, bitch, I'm about to start printing. I'm single, and I can do whatever the fuck I want. Do whatever I want. Like that's
Yeah.
dating terms. That's somebody I'm dating that can maybe get away with saying some shit like that. But
So
we're just seeing each other. So.
All right, so we've established between dating where it's exclusive right there. That's the only person you're seeing, you're talking to. When it comes to dating, is the title there, or it's just like you guys are just seeing each other?
When you're dating?
Yeah.
When you're dating, that's the title is we're dating. That's my girl. I'm her man.
Okay. Do you agree with that, or do you find a difference in between dating and relationship?
I think for me, there's a little bit of a difference.
Okay.
Relationship is absolutely 110% to that one person.
You're
Okay.
moving.
I
you're-
get that.
You're
You're moving in
moving
that
on
direction.
with them. That is a partnership.
Like, I get you
And
saying,
you've
like
already established and had the conversation, like, we are together, we're going to,
Like-
doing that, and you're working towards whatever the next goal is.
Yeah.
like you would move in with someone you're in a relationship with, but I'm not gonna move in with somebody I'm just dating because it's kind of like
Yeah.
it's new.
Okay.
So, but dating and relationship wise, I mean, the rules still apply. Like.
Yeah, because
We're in this together.
We got into the argument in regards to the difference between dating and relationships. Dating someone is, they're in your normal routine. You call them in the morning, the text message throughout the day. You get together for lunch sometime during the week. You guys make time to see each other.
Yeah.
Now, when the relationship comes in, I feel that, there's a title, the Facebook update on your status. Sometimes you might leave something in my bathroom for yourself when you sleep over, things like that. Like there's more frequent stayovers, I feel, when the relationship is now in play. Agree or disagree?
Oh, and they leave a bathroom kit there, yeah.
Huh?
They leave a little bathroom kit, a toothbrush, and things they need.
Yeah.
But that status thing was huge. Like, when MySpace came out, like,
I hated that shit.
that whole thing. Like,
I loved it. You
MySpace-
could use HTML. I had fucking Voltron as my background.
No,
a playlist of awesome
no,
music.
No, I meant like the status shit. Like I
MySpace
yeah.
destroyed my relationship deal, and then when the top 8 came out, you want to talk about people getting butthurt over it.
oh my god,
Yeah.
that was annoying
Everyone
too.
had Tom as number 1, though. Tom was always your number
Yep.
1.
Tom was your
Or
escape.
when you had someone in your top 8,
And we
and then
left
you got
Tom
somebody
behind.
else who like beat them, and now they're 9. So why am I removed from your top 8?
It
I was
got
on
to,
there
like-
yesterday. Well,
it got
listen
up to,
here,
like,
I
what,
met a
top
bitch,
64 or
and
something like that. It
What-
got
what was that?
insane. I think it got up to like top 64 because it went from 8 to 16.
Yeah,
24, and they just
yeah.
kept going.
it got ridiculous. Yeah,
It's like this is just everybody.
Yeah,
Fuck it. Let's throw them all. Throw 'em all in there.
But no, I did. Call me crazy. I did like the ranking of the friends up there, because if you fucked up,
yeah. I like the one that was just 8.
Chris, you called me up, like, yo, why am I not in your top 8? You know damn well what you did. You know damn well. You got a lot of nerve coming here after what you pulled.
That is true.
Now beat it.
That is true.
I would just do it to fuck with people.
Check again next week, motherfucker.
Or
See if somebody else fucked up.
Oh, now you're showing off the logo? Now you're showing off.
There it
There it is.
is.
It is a bit warm in here. Our
Also, I noticed your hat and your jacket says True Cooks. Is that like a lifestyle brand for chefs or something? Like,
Yeah, it's a Cook's brand.
Nice.
They have all sorts of logo stuff. They do. They have their own, like, they make tweezers and pens, like all the random stuff you can find on all those printing things, and just a fun, cool brand. It's all stuff that's related to chefs. Like they'll have one that has like a shirt that has like regular tape on it that has like something written on it, like an item and a date.
Okay.
Since we use
breaking
that for
news:
labeling.
Trump's Homeland Security chief resigns earlier than planned.
Who would have thought?
Oh
know.
my god.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Moving on to happier things. Failed relationships, aren't they great?
Hey, you know that ship was on fire and everybody was jumping from it.
Yeah.
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 But I kind of think talking and dating kind of go hand in hand. They're kind of almost one and the same.
Talking and dating. So talking to someone, seeing someone, dating someone, because those are three terms that get thrown out
Yeah. No.
a lot. So like I can say right now, technically, I can say I'm talking with Annie. Annie and I have been talking for about 4 weeks now. Am I seeing Danny? I mean, am I seeing Annie? Yeah, I see her all the time when we.
Oh
hang-
my god, that's not what people mean when they say you're sick. Like, the fuck?
You're an
And
asshole.
and also I don't know, I feel like people throw those words around so loosely. Like, okay, if you're talking to someone, you only should be talking to them if you have the expectation to go to that next level. Otherwise, what the fuck are you talking about? Is that you basically just sitting there talking about a subject that's non-existent? Do we sit there and talk? Do we sit around and just have conversations about purple skies? No, because they don't exist.
Well, we were high that one time, so I'm sorry.
And exactly, and the motherfucker must be high to sit there and wait for 4 weeks talking to somebody. I feel like like I'm not gonna talk to you for 4 weeks. What the fuck does this look like? Like that's crazy to me. Like
Okay, so seeing someone, talking and seeing are two different, or are they in the same category?
I feel seeing someone is the first level of you can be seeing someone forever because fuck buddies see each other. Like I'm seeing this person, but I can still fuck you. if I'm talking to someone, yeah, you can still fuck the other person, but you should feel a little guilty about it because like you and the person are trying to move to the next step.
Okay.
Talking, I feel like seeing is the bottom floor. Talking is the first step, and now you just got to keep going upstairs.
Ooh, if I'm seeing you, I am seeing you. But if I'm dating, it's open, right? Mandy just put that up on the comments.
I think everybody has different definitions,
Oh, yeah,
and it all
definitely.
goes back to just like, what does this mean to you?
Yeah, it all goes back to communication.
Yeah, that's it. That's very right. What you said earlier, Mike, in regards like you have to talk it out. You have to establish it at the very get go. And if the other person, and I really want these rules to be as bright as day because, like you just said, every time that we've just tonight has a meeting with someone else.
But see, the thing, there was a time when these terms all meant universally the same thing. School, because everyone was in your business, so you were held accountable by the shit that you said and did.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
High school especially.
Yeah, you were held super. Okay, yeah, you know I'm talking to Alice, right? Oh yeah, I seen y'all around. That's what's up. You know what I mean? We go to a party, you making out with a bitch. Alice might find out, but Alice can't get mad at it.
Because you and Alice are just talking.
I mean, she still will and tell everybody.
She
that
still
you're
will.
a
Yeah,
piece
she
of
still
shit.
will. But her girls will tell her, you can't get mad. You know what you should do? Get back at him. Go fuck Tyrone. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what they're going to do because everybody's going to hold you accountable for your actions. But if you're dating Alice,
okay,
if you go to the party and you do that,
all right.
Come school Monday, Alice is coming to swing on you, like
so
with her girls behind her.
Let me throw this at you. Let me throw that at you. If you're talking to Alice, you and Alice have been talking, seeing each other for about a month and a half, okay? And you happen to go to this air quote party. You run into Sherry. You and Sherry have been kind of talking here and there, and then you and Sherry end up making out.
Okay.
If Alice comes to find out, would you be pissed off at her if she kind of pulled the same number on you? If she started talking and making out with Jack.
Back then, hell yeah, I'll be mad. Now as a grown-ass man, no. For what? What am I mad at her for?
What about you? Say,
You deserve it at that point when you mess
Yeah,
up.
when you get older,
It's a
you
lot different back then. It was about status. Now when you've grown older, you're like, okay, well, I already messed up, so they're going to go probably maybe if they do the same thing, I can't get mad about that.
Sidetracking again, but not for stupid shit. Since Rocky's from Chicago, you like Portillo's?
oh yeah, it's coming. I
Yeah,
saw that.
they're
I saw
opening
that.
one. I applied.
Thank you.
So, like, what's crazy is that, like, even back in those days, like in high school, like when a situation like that happened, you and Alice got together because even though you did her wrong and then she went behind and did you wrong, now you're all mad and you all like ape shit mad and being like a fucking hormonal teenager and shit, want to throw shit and punch walls. She's like, oh my God, he really does like me. So now you and Alice go in the closet and talk about it. And guess what you guys come out as? Dating, holding hands. This is my girl. I love her. Like
The holding hands thing in high school was a big deal.
yes.
That I do remember that because I kind of like what you mentioned right there.
The way you held the hand, too.
Mm-hmm.
If you were interlocked,
Oh,
that was together, and you did something like this, that was more like almost like a friendship kind of deal. If you were that close, but that was more
That was what you considered talking in high school.
Wow, dude, Mike, seriously, you blew my mind right there. I didn't even think about the way you're holding the hand. Wow.
And you
hell
see
yeah.
other ones too, where they might hold by like the pinky, maybe the one finger. I saw that recently. I didn't
Friend
know that was still-
Yeah, no. I feel like when girls are doing this shit, if that's your girlfriend and she's holding your pinky like that, she cheating on you, bro. She fucking somebody else, bro.
She's holding your pinky. She's
Yeah,
holding
she
somebody
ain't trying to give
else's
you the whole hand. So
dong.
trust me, you ain't the only one getting the whole hand. Like, shit.
So okay, so we've established that seeing, dating, and talking are completely three different.
Not in that order. Seeing, talking, and dating.
Seeing, talking, dating.
Yes.
I'm seeing this person on a regular. I'm talking to this person on a regular. I'm actually dating this person.
Yes.
So dating is a superior in that chain.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So So which one would come first, seeing or talking?
Seeing.
I feel talking would come first.
Yeah, unless you put seeing in the context of like if you're looking at dating profiles, you saw them on there and you swiped, you guys matched, then you obviously seeing came first, and then you start chatting.
Well,
back.
the only reason I say seeing
think
comes
talking
first is because you literally do see them first. But then if you want to get a second date, you need to see them again. And that's why I even said, like, when Madonga was talking about telling like a girl like, oh, I sell pictures on the first date. That's none of your business, bitch, because we're not talking. To me, talking talking is when I get personal. Now we're talking. Like you know something personal about me that other people don't know. That's talking.
Mine's a little backwards because if I meet somebody digitally, like on a dating app or something like that, and we're just chatting back and forth, we're talking. But if I start meeting them in person and spending time with them, we're seeing each other.
Wow.
That's I get that too.
Okay. I think Madonga wins on that one.
That's what, but it's still like what I'm saying because it's like I'm talking. Like once you start talking to someone, you're telling them stuff about you. You know what I mean? Like whether it's on a date or whether it's on the phone, like you're talking to them. But
But also,
for me,
I don't
it's
really
seeing.
have that. I don't really have that
Seeing
talking phase.
stage.
Like I tell everybody fucking everything right from the get go.
you go back like 3 episodes of the podcast. You're already caught up with my life, so you're good on.
Yeah.
You're good on that.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, off date one, it's just like you know everything about me. Do you want to date?
I throw everything up front because one thing I learned about when I became a chef was, especially with dating, you got to put everything up front, right? This is what my work schedule. This is what I'm doing. You know, like one of the last girls that I dated, she was a teacher. I went and did a demo at a local high school. That's how I met her, and I was doing a pig butcher demo for the kids for their culinary classes.
Oh.
That was a fun day, and I even told her like up front, okay, well I run a restaurant. This is what I do. I work all these days and everything, and pretty much everything you could possibly talk about right up front is everything's important. What are you doing? Obviously now political affiliations are just as important now. And so I put all that up front. And it's like, okay, she was a chef at one point too, so she knew before she was a teacher. And it's like, okay, but do you want to roll forward or not? And she's like, yeah. And then all of a sudden, a few months later, it's, oh, you work too much, this, and then it's all the things I told him in the very beginning.
Yeah.
I told you that 4 months ago, like.
I feel like nowadays you have to have like transcripts of conversations that you have with the significant other.
See, that's exactly what he just said is exactly the reason why I kind of do my process that way. It's because I feel like at the beginning, when you're first seeing someone and you're telling them all these like personal stuff about you, they're not fucking listening. They're intrigued by something, whether it's physical or maybe it's your intellect or whatever it is that is they're attracted to you about. They're not fucking listening to what you're trying to tell them
That's why I write
about
down my
yourself.
profiles.
You know what I mean?
I'm a business owner. This is what I do. It's like I have my dogs, I have my house, I have my garden, and that's pretty much it. That's what I do, and I have free time.
You are a catch, sir. You have your own business. You know how to cook.
Patricio's,
you have dogs.
Patricio's single, bro. When you just said that, you were a catch, bro.
You already saw his Bumble profile. It's all out there. Legit. Just saw a post that like pulls all of this together. I agree with it. Let's see if y'all agree with it.
Who wants that free ramen?
It states, eventually you'll stop thinking that communication is key and realize that comprehension is.
Oh, yeah.
You communicate all you want, but if they don't allow different ideas into their way of thinking, it's useless.
Yeah.
Like, comprehension comes with an open mind, which is like what I said earlier when I'm just like, people see me naked. Like, you have to comprehend what that means.
Yeah.
Like, I might keep doing it. I might not. But I will let you know what my plan is for it. But you have to comprehend what that means. We could be hanging out, and obviously I'm not like fucking famous on OnlyFans or anything like that. But what if hanging out at a bar with a date and somebody comes by and they're like, "Holy shit, I follow you on OnlyFans." I'm like, "Cool." It happens to some of my lady friends that do it.
I believe that, but I'm just like, what a dick. Like
That's a little embarrassing.
that is a little too
Yeah,
much.
but a lot of people don't have tact, so you have to be ready for situations like that. Some people just don't know how to fucking
cuss
act
your
in
ass
public.
out. Like
No, I would just be like, all right, what's your username? I'm gonna go ahead and
delete your ass.
I'm gonna increase your subscription there.
For real, like you're gonna pay for that shit.
But I'm gonna go ahead.
Literally.
I'm gonna go ahead and bill you. This is FaceTime right now. I'm out. in the real world.
I'm glad I got you here face to face. So just letting you know my subscriptions are going up since you're over here talking to me.
So here's the last topic of the evening: relationship.
Ew.
I'm not gonna lie. I used to feel the same way. Like, oh my god, like relationships were like germs. Like I wash my hands of that. But like, shit, I want one now. I'm not gonna lie.
Yep.
Do you have any reaction to the word relationship, Mike?
Right now, that's not even a word in my vocabulary right now.
He told you he's married to the ramen.
He did tell you.
I'm so in deep with the ramen right now and the whole business and getting everything going, and don't even bother with that kind of stuff anymore. Just for right now, just because I'm so focused on that and. And I have my animals in the house too because I'm gone now for 12 hours a day. And luckily, I have the 2 roommates that one of them owns one of the dogs too, and they're there, but they still don't get the same amount of attention. So.
Oh, I feel you on that.
Because when
I
I
got
come home,
time
those
for no
dogs-
holes.
Those dogs, they're always like they sleep. Like their beds are like my bed is their bed. Like they have several beds, but they're always in mine. Like the other dog was gone for a week, came back. First thing she did, popped right up and jumped in my bed.
Oh my God, Mandy puts it right here. The best relationship is the one you're not trying to have.
Yep,
That's true.
Damn. So we can be clear that once you enter the relationship, the titles are there, the privileges.
You've been hired, sir.
You've been hired.
You've
You
been hired.
you signed the retainer.
You signed the offer letter. Yeah, like
This is our agreement. This is now we're in a relationship.
You are under tact now, sir.
We do everything together. We do Facebook posts, all that crazy stuff. I'm like,
Where's my toothbrush? I know
Yo,
you saw
I
me
saw
leave
one
it on
of
the
my
counter.
friends get a fucking puppy with his girlfriend, and they're in their 30s, mind you, and they did one of those things with the little signboard with all the letters, like, look at the new addition to our family. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Like, don't get me wrong.
I want to do shit like that, bro.
Having a new puppy
I
is
so wanna
awesome, but you're literally doing like a fucking birth announcement for a
I
dog,
don't
and
give a-
I love
What
animals.
happens when mom and dad break up?
I want to.
Ugh.
that's funny you say that.
Same thing happened with kids.
So,
we
no,
Really?
we
no,
split.
no,
You're gonna
no.
spend
This is
$200
way
on a
different.
fucking photo shoot with your puppy?
Hell,
to tell people
it
you
was
have a
me-
puppy?
If it was me and my girl, my little blue nose, blue-eyed pit. Hell yeah, I'm spending $250 on a photo shoot.
Are you ready
With
for
me and my
are you
girl.
ready for some legal truth?
And she can. And when we split up, she can have the pictures.
Whoever
I'm
paid
keeping
the
the
adoption
dog.
fees gets to keep it.
Basically, remember, a dog is not in the eyes of the law, a dog is not a living, breathing thing.
It's
It is
property.
it is property.
Yeah.
So the one who has the receipt at the end of the day may as well be the rightful owner at the end of the whole ordeal.
That's what I'm saying. Is my dog.
Yeah,
'Cause
you
I'ma
buy
pay-
that. You
yeah.
make sure if you guys are splitting the cost, you put 5 cents extra.
No,
you
I'm
would-
just gonna have the adoption paperwork. She can buy all the food. I don't give a damn. You get okay. I'm still my dog.
Yeah.
According to this paperwork right here, this is my dog.
I honestly, God, I think I would do like his and her kind of dog. Like she gets the little puppy, I get the little puppy. Like we both have dogs.
Nah,
I
fuck,
had that.
fuck that.
With my daughter's mother, she already had a dog when we were dating, and I got her a puppy for Christmas, and then we ended up breaking it off maybe about a year later, and she was actually really cool about it. She was like, you got Ava for me, but that dog is connected to you. That dog loves
Yeah.
you, and I already have King. Like I'm gonna be okay. So like if you want her, you can take her. And I was like,
to the dog.
I was like, wow, this is one of the worst breakups I've ever gone through, but that is fucking awesome right there.
What's the thing is you get an animal for yourself and you're like, oh, this is great. It's like my roommate's dog. Her dog is bonded with me. That dog is with me all the time, and my dog is bonded with me too. So, but it's her dog at the end of the day because she's the one who paid the adoption fees and everything. But that dog's bonded to me.
Correct. The dogs don't have rights.
Well, that's what I ever told her. If
I wanna
she
say,
ever-
yeah,
if she ever moves out, I'll keep the dog. It's like, yeah, I'll keep the dog because the dog is 10, 11 years old too.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah,
And
that
plus,
He
those two
chilling,
dogs have
he
now been
ain't-
together for years.
He ain't
So
all
and you know
over
what?
hyper.
You don't
and
break
shit.
up the band,
you're gonna cause some mental anguish right there with your pet
Mm-hmm.
if you break that bond right there. But no, this has been a long and very productive evening. My computer is at 96%, so it's almost fully charged. That's awesome. I'm so happy about that.
What does that have to do with anything?
I know.
I started the episode.
Bravo! Oh my God! Charged computer, y'all. Podcasting history.
All right, Chris, go ahead and start plugging everything you want to plug today.
Hey, I'm the plug. Hit me up if you need some of that BDB for ladies only. Taylor Gang in the house. Peacing out. Everybody have a good night. Have a great week. And by any chance, did y'all see the Steelers get their ass whooped last night? But all right, peacing out on that.
Wasn't it about like Cleveland or something too?
Yeah.
But Cleveland's been fucking amazing.
The
this
Browns
year.
beat the Steelers, which is like I feel bad for Super right there.
That's Moog's like
I
favorite
know.
team. His family's from
Oh
Pennsylvania.
yeah, how is he doing? He probably sick. Called in sick to work and shit.
You're
dead.
You're an ass.
He fucking dead.
Go ahead, Mike, and plug what you want to plug, bro.
All right, remember, guys, we do have the ramen pop-up this weekend on Saturday, starting at 2 o'clock at Orlando Brewing. Also, follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and my website, Yugiri Ramen Project. Twitter, if people are still using Twitter, Ramen Yugiri. And I'm on all the major the delivery apps and everything, Tuesday through Sunday, starting at 4 o'clock. So follow the Instagram. I put the post up every day about the area codes and everything that they deliver to. Or you can just come and pick it up and come see me and say hi.
Pick it up. Give more money to small business.
Yeah, and plus I like seeing people other than, just myself in my kitchen, because I'm sitting in there waiting on orders most of the time when prep's done watching anime. So a little human interaction is nice.
And remember, only Trump's Twitter doesn't work. Everybody else still uses Twitter.
No excuses.
All right, go ahead.
I am Joshua Meat is Delicious Mendonca. You can find me on Instagram, Rev Mendonca, RevMendonca. I don't think I've ever said that I'm an ordained minister, and that's why it's Rev Mendonca.
You've said that
You've
like
said-
17
yeah.
times.
He just wanted another chance to say it. Like,
Yeah.
That's all.
I just wanted y'all to keep throwing on that pile. Thank you so much. Also, the OnlyFans thing is real. That's /Zodonk, ZODONC.
Cool. This is Patricio, a.k.a. Rocky. Go ahead and check out all our previous episodes. Go to withasideofchaos.com. Scroll down on all the we are on all the platforms: iHeart, iTunes, Spotify, Spreaker. We should be on Amazon pretty soon, and Pandora is waiting on making sure we are actually a real podcast. I don't know what the fuck that means, but check me out this week. I will be hosting Grumpy's open mic right there at in the Mills District. I'm hosting with Daniel Martinez, another local beautiful comedian.
Damn, Daniel. That's his fucking
I
handle.
know.
Damn, Daniel.
I just did the dramatic pause just
Back
to
at
piss
it
you off.
again with the white sneaks on.
He also has that fit and that drip, man. He dresses
Damn,
so well.
Daniel.
But yeah, check us out. Grumpy's Underground. It is. We start at 9 o'clock. Free cover, drink specials all night. I am sitting down with Boris, the head of the Mills Gallery, this Thursday on Chaos. It'll be at 7 p.m. We'll be doing it in studio. We talked about doing in person, but this is going to be a one-on-one. This is myself sitting down with Boris. I am going to mess up your last name, but I will. It's going to be on the website, withasideofchaos.com. It's going to be an in-depth conversation with the director of the Mills Gallery. As always, if you're not laughing, you're not living. Please make sure you check your date on your milk before you put it in your bowl, or else your kids are going to wake up with diarrhea. Have a
You
good
get
one.
cottage cheese, you're fine.
We'll talk